look, we're making the new counterculture, whether they want it or not. So who's going to run the non-woke answer to Newsarama or the non-autistic IGN?
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. He's the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who's running IronAge.media, creating Anvil, the anthology.
Iron Age.
Iron Age. Who even
so-called
knows?
Iron Age. Yeah.
My next co-host, the man who will absolutely make you change. And by making you change, what I mean by that is he is going to help you change from having that story in your head to putting it on paper and putting it into people's hands. And this is the man, the myth, the legend, Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org.
Number one Iron Age Booty Daddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Royce. Welcome back to A Drink with Crazy. I am buying a goat. I love goat. We have a show this evening, or we don't, and it all stops here. That's fine. And so cometh the Iron Age of media. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. What's going on, everybody?
Hello, hello.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, and the super chats are already starting. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Oh, tonight is going to be a fantastic evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been trying to get this put together for like a month.
Yeah.
But the plague wanted to stop. Not even the plague can stop this from happening. And I think all of us had it. I think whatever that was going around. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Iron Age Nights. This is the show where we bring a fantastic creator to you guys every single week in the indie sphere. And I'm super excited for our guests this evening. But before we get into that, it's time to say hello to the chat over on Rumble. We've got Garham. What's going on, man? It's good to see you.
Hello,
we got
chat.
God Pineapple. How are you doing? I love it. It's just every week. Hello, chat. Like it's not even like it's exciting. I have also noticed that your camera positioning has changed to show off your fantastic books up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which is this guy right here. I got this one. Yeah, boy. So very excited for it. Over on the YouTubes, the chat has actually been going for well over an hour before the show started. We got Joe King, right? We got Joe Kingley. What's going on? Michael D. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your last name. Other Michael D. Okay, so Michael D's in the chat. Stop having horrible last names for me to pronounce. Andy Radart sent in a $10 super chat. He says, it's already tomorrow for me. Oh, yeah, that's right. He lives in the future across the pond. It's already tomorrow for me. So sending this into the past. And now we're reading it in the present. I don't know how to feel about this time compendium.
Time travel.
Yeah. A pound for every minute till the stream is derailed. Eagerly awaiting the third and hope the server survives. Have a fun stream. Thank you so much, Andy Radart. We also have Gorilla Mar. What's going on? Mrs. Oh, good. There's that voice thing I was talking about, and or the beer that I've already had before the show.
I'll drink to that.
Right. We've got Mrs. Carol Brown in the chat as well. DCC, what's going on? Ashley R, how are you doing? It's Ashley R, that's a new name. Caffeinated Wolf, how are you doing? Ashley R, that's a new name. Thank you so much for being here. I have a tendency to read these very quickly. RH Snow, how are you doing? I love RH Snow.
Hello, Queen.
She's such a wonderful woman. She is the queen of the Iron Age. CJ, what's going on, man? It's good to see you in the chat as well. Oh, God, got to scroll, got to catch up to the chat. We've got the Straw Hat Guy. What's going on? Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. How are you doing? Maji Chan, what's going on? Hello, Maji Chan. How are you? Jen Silv Soska. This is what's known as a double dip. You're double dipping on my show. You're on the show and you're in the chat.
Yeah, we're learning technology. We're really proud of ourselves.
We're getting better. We muted ourselves.
It's like-
we didn't hear you, but yeah, we figured it out.
It's like Chicago voting. There's just like, no, we're going to be on the show. And by the way, don't associate with the chat. My chat's a little...
Always associate with the
Don't
chat.
I
associate
love
with the
chat.
chat.
We lurk in the chat all the time.
We're usually chatters. I
Yeah.
feel we've infiltrated the big screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
no.
shout out to the lurkers who never say anything.
We love you. We don't think it's weird.
We don't think it's weird.
The ladies have spoken, Royce.
That they have. Hail the Lord down in the chat. What's going on, man? It's good to see you as well. Oh, good Lord. We had a bunch of people show up early, and boy, they were absolutely chatting. Chloe Lydia, what's going on? It's good to see you. Horizon Talker, how are you doing? My lovely wife, Rose, is in the chat as well. So, Trippy Soul, what's going on, man? Swift Sword Rush, how are you doing? Tim Allen, how's it going, dude? It's good to see you.
Master.
Oh, good Lord, trying to catch up before it jumps on me. People are still talking like crazy, and the chat is, have I caught up with everybody? Have I? Probably not. I don't know. Liu, what's going on? There's a new name. We got the Ultimate Kahuna here as well. Cider Hype, what's going on, man? We got Bruce in the chat as well.
Hi,
John A. Douglas sent in a super chat for $1.99. He says, welcome to Royce's coming out party. Fuck you, John. fuck you very much, John.
Does Albany know?
If anyone was aware, it would be her.
Oh, that's
I think I would have heard about it.
This is gonna be the worst interview that I give ever, and intentionally now. Anyway, Mage Leader, what's going on? It's good to see you in the chat. Brian McCoppin, what up, dude? Mike has bad knees. He says, play Helldivers, a caffeinated wolf. Yes. I don't know. Helldivers looks, I don't know. I've seen, I don't know. Anthony Rondinelli, what's going on? Ron Leonzi, how are you doing? It's good to see you. And the chat jumped on me, and I can't catch up anymore. We got Chatsu, we got Hero Darky Dark. I legit don't know if I can. Zeb Taylor, what's going on, Zeb? I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you, man. And I am hoping that I caught Sir Book Saga. What up, dude? I'm hoping that I caught with everybody with the chat jumping because you guys are a bunch of chatty mother effers down there right now. I can't catch up. Ram, I just saw Ram jump in the chat. How are you, Jessica Money?
Hi.
All right, man. The Soska sisters bring a lot of love, that's for sure.
Aww.
And Brian
Love you
McCoppin.
all.
And Brian McCoppin sent in a $5 super chat. He says, a lovely set of guests. Book 2 is all but done. Oh, dude, good. Shall have to add twin witches who have captured and enslaved demons in book 3 named Jen and Sylv.
I've never been more flattered in my life.
Thank you.
Yeah. He has a habit of adding people from the real world into his books.
Oh,
It's really cool. Yeah. No, Brian McCoppin is writing some really, really awesome stuff. You guys got to go check him out at thepaladinbooks.com.
Yes.
Right?
Nice. I'm gonna grab
But
that.
the Paladin book, not books. Brian, tell me what it is, because I suck at this. The Ultimate Kahuna for $1.99. Royce wants to learn their makeup routine. Gay. Oh, fuck.
We're laughing about something else, Royce.
Sure.
No, we're not.
Sure.
You'd make a cute Frankenfurter, though, right? Like, right?
What the fuck is that? I'm not even going to justify
I
that.
can see it.
I could see her, right? He's got the face. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
flattering. That's a good thing.
Definitely
Hard
could be a
look to
sweet
pull off.
transvestite.
He's just
From
said nobody's
Transylvania.
ever asked.
hmm
Maybe Albany will if I beg her.
Nobody's ever dragged you to Rocky Horror and not told you where you're going. On your bucket list.
Yep.
I just put it there and I'm going to take you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the movie. I've never seen the play, though. I saw the movie. I've never seen the play. The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
great
You
freaking-
haven't lived until you've gone to an interactive theater experience.
Oh yeah, it was the
Alright.
first interactive thing before Evil Dead just gushed blood all over people.
Oh yeah, if you've never seen Evil Dead the musical, you're missing out. It's amazing.
All
I'll have
right.
to check that out.
And wear a poncho.
Interesting.
Yes,
Wear a poncho. Oh God.
splatter you with blood. Like it's not even a joke. If
Yeah,
you're-
and one of those drilling masks or welding masks that just cover
There you
your
go.
whole face.
yeah.
I have one in my garage.
I bet you do.
I was literally actually cutting into the next barbecue pit that I'm building tonight before the show. That was my relaxed time before the show. I was like, man, I gotta cut this thing open and get it ready for the Iron Age barbecue that I just announced. So yeah.
When is it?
It's going to be in July. It is, and my wife and I decided that because of the location that we're hosting it, it's going to be an invite-only type of things with because and the kids are gonna be gone for the weekend. Their grandmother's gonna take them, and because of the location, because it's very close to our house, we're gonna do an invite-only type of thing. Because yeah, and then I'm gonna my wife and I are gonna cook for people for 2 days. So
Can
yeah.
we get an invite?
And how many gift goats are you accepting?
Yeah. Do we just bring a goatee?
Are we cooking the goats?
I mean, they're your goats. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your property.
Somewhere in Texas, Caro is smiling.
I might. Somebody buys me a goat for the barbecue. I will. Never mind. Anyway, I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube. The goat. Okay, the goats would not be the first animal that I have slaughtered in my life. I grew up on a farm, so.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I grew up on a farm. So anyway, okay. Before we lose it down that rabbit hole, I will talk to my lovely wife and be like, "Hey, the Soskas expressed interest." And for those of you who do get
Like,
an
it's gonna
invite,
be a no.
understand the area that it's in is literally in the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot to do. There's no Ubers, so it's a thing. But you know what? It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna barbecue. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do a live Iron Age nights. All of us. Hosts may or may not be here depending on expenses, but
I'll definitely be there.
Oh, sweet.
Richard,
So-
come on.
Let's pump
Peer
up
pressure,
the Anvil
peer pressure.
subscriptions. Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I want to make sure that I've got everything paid for the entire year with the subscriptions before I go doing anything that's not
he doesn't wanna
anything
go-
above that.
So, and that's a great intro to say, hey, Richard, why don't you want to go gallivanting around with the peasants? How are you doing, buddy?
I have these children and you know, also
yeah.
Anvil.
No,
Oh,
like
speaking
legit
of-
to
Hold
figure
on.
out what
Speaking
to
of
do with
children,
the
presents.
I
presents.
think the Soskas would get a kick out of this because
Oh.
my daughter drew something, and my wife was
Oh.
like, "You should show this to them. They would be amused." So
Nope,
she's
shook.
5, and she likes to draw what she describes as lobster girls, and they battle monsters. So I was like, "This is terrifying." she has like a whole story about it, but it was just cracking me up. I was like, "These are genuinely creepy."
Showed us.
That's
There
sick.
you go.
I'd love to hear her story one day.
Yeah, that sounds incredible.
It'll take you. It would take quite a while to tell you. Let's just put it that way. She's not very concise.
You got to tell
Deep
her
lore.
in 2 sentences, otherwise people are going to lose interest.
I love that she's
Right, yeah.
5 and she has a huge pitch, though. That's amazing.
Right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh man! But we did get issue number 3, and
Yes!
we've got. I
Yes.
got one of the Forge Masters right there on focus. Anyway, but stamped myself out in the garage with the anvil and blacksmith hammer.
That's awesome.
There were some delivery issues, so things have been a little bit not quite as far along as I wanted to be, but
Wow.
it is looking
Wow.
great.
That's
I'm very happy
beautiful.
with the way that issue number 3 turned out overall.
I still need the one that you beat the holy hell out of figuring how to stamp.
You know,
I
I know you want it, but I'm not quite sure what I did with it. I put it somewhere, and
What the hell,
yeah,
dude?
I know, and I'm like, oh well, when I find it.
when I find it.
And when
Yeah.
you say stamp and anvil, what do you mean?
I mean, like I
Literally.
got a literal anvil. It's like a 35-pound anvil, and then I went out and got a 5-pound blacksmith hammer and a actual like blacksmith stamp that I ordered off Etsy, and I stamped the magazines with that. So
Shut up!
So cool.
Yeah.
And I
So
want his practice one because his practice one is
I
utterly
obliterated it. It's
I want that one.
I didn't appreciate how much how much softer paper is than steel. But
well, usually you use stamps on like leather and stuff like that, and this
Well-
guy's like, he's like, let's take it to a magazine. That'll work.
well, yeah, I was like, oh, we'll figure out some way to make it work, and that caused a problem immediately.
That's
But
amazing. That's like somebody with super strength using it for the first time and being like, "Oh shit!"
but trust me, you don't need super strength to tear the hell out of it. So, but issue 3 is looking great. I'm still stamping the Forge Masters. My wonderful wife has done most of the packing today, and like we've got a whole stack of things. So stuff's going out tomorrow in the morning, and then issue number 4, I'm gonna do like before the end of the stream. The pre-order for issue number 4 will be up. I'm not gonna have full information, but you will be able to see the cover there. So
Ooh, foreshadowing.
I was gonna try and do that before the stream, but these strange little people that live in my house just kind of threw things off a bit. So
My wife and I call them crotch goblins.
well, yeah,
Aw. How old are yours, Richard?
3 and 5.
Aww. What are their names? Sorry, I'll be normal after. We'll talk about pop culture.
My daughter's Reagan, and then my son's Jordan. So
Reagan! Nice!
Wow.
Oh, that's sick.
Does she act like she's a little demon? Because you brought that on yourself by name.
she's a real princess. Let's put it that way.
Was that a
She
sarcastic-
definitely likes getting her way. But
That's
I'm
cool.
sure that'll
Go ahead.
never have any consequences. I'm never going to have to deal with that. So
No, of course not.
Yeah, just wait until my oldest is 12 now, and I'm very much nearing the age where I'm just gonna start cleaning guns on the table a little.
yeah, right, yeah, okay.
That's good dadding, though.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Why do you
12-year-old
think I keep
daughter,
sharp
that's
things in reach?
Yeah, my oldest is 12. They go from 12 to my wife might murder me. 12 to 7 right now. 8. We had 4 very close together. So
nicely
yeah.
done.
yeah. So thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, the man who is barely on the screen, and if he drinks like he did last week, won't be on the screen for much longer.
No,
but the
I'm
guy
gonna
who will
say
absolutely help you get your story out of your head onto the page and work with you to make sure that story gets out to people, Mr. Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, and mine's 21. So enjoy. You got 9 years until you end up in my hell.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right. Yeah. Ugh.
Girl or boy?
Girl.
Yeah, everybody's got a daughter. They're more terrified than sons for whatever.
I've got 3 daughters and 1 son. So
I hear sons are crazier when they're younger, but they grow out of it. And by the time it hits teens, that's it for you and the girl. It's just like crazy street from there on.
Actually, that's what my older sibling, they're a lot older, but that's what I've heard. Yeah, that's what I've heard. So,
Good.
Accurate.
Accurate. Daniel's been there.
Yep.
Guys are like different timelines of people. Like,
I have a 5-year-old Rottweiler, so I can definitely relate.
I'm not gonna justify that with a response. Anyway, but I love you,
Not wrong.
Rottweiler. She's adorable. I love seeing the picture. So Daniel, what's going on, man? Obviously you got G Sedai out and into the hands of people like a week early,
Yes.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
this is, I haven't even opened it yet, and I've kind of been waiting to open it because I wanted to open it on stream.
Very cool. Yeah,
but-
fulfillment is finally finished. It took me a couple of weeks to get everything out, but all of the comics and merchandise and everything that sold during the special edition campaign are flying across the world
Bag.
to everyone that ordered.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank
Yes,
you.
And
Smell the comics. Smell it.
no, I usually do.
Ah.
It doesn't smell like book paper, but it smells like paper. No, but this I just
I went
wanted to
with
show
the
off.
higher quality stuff because it is a first edition
And
special.
this
book.
is you will not be unless you order this. All that color pop right there was special to this, and I am so effing happy that I got the color pop.
Wow.
Like this looks so freaking good. Daniel, this is the first time I'm actually seeing. Dude, this looks incredible.
I am, man.
Oh,
I was
dude.
amazed when I started getting those pages in. And
Right.
dude, issue number 2, while being a little bit lighter on action,
Here's the
is
novel that it came from, by the
amazing
way.
too. Yes.
This is the novel. So that's just the comic version of the novel, which is what, chapters 1 and 2?
Yes, the issue number 1 comic is chapters 1 and 2 of the novel.
Dude,
and
that's
I already
so
have
cool.
I already have 1 and 2 of the novel series done. I'll be working on 3 over the course of, I think, the summertime, if all goes well.
Sweet.
Speaking of which, because we are moving along so fast after the special edition campaign and the funding, I am going to be announcing on Monday a art contest. And before Richard gives me a funny look, this is drawn art, people, not AI art.
I just meant, like, what is the sense of, like, in your, what's your definition of art? Is it communicating via, the page? Is it, is there an emotional? I just have to.
I feel like you need to put the red sunglasses on for this conversation.
Do I need to shut this down and basically reiterate what I did to shut down the AI art conversation?
The red sunglasses and a scarf, maybe a pipe. You gotta look the part if you're gonna go all esoteric on me.
Okay,
gentlemen. And,
anyways, yeah,
Monday.
Monday morning, I'll be announcing the actual rules and everything. There will be a cash prize, and the idea is that whoever wins the contest will receive both a cash prize and their piece of art will be featured as the back cover of issue number 2.
Oh, sick.
That's awesome, dude.
That's wicked.
Well, before we officially introduce our guests, they've been soft introduced, but never mind. I'm not going to reset. Anyway, I was going to say something else. Not going to do that.
Move on.
Moving on. We've got some super chats. We'll get to these really quickly, and we will get to more super chats. But once I introduce our guests for the interview, we are going to wait, and we will catch all of the rest of the super chats at the end of the show. But Mage Leader for $5 says, I passed the 16,000 word mark on my new book just in time for the stream. Perfect timing. Attaboy, Mage Leader. Get after it.
Nice job.
Nice.
What Geeks Do Network for $2 is excited for Yaira. Hey, sisters and knights. So, Raving Dad Gaming for $2. Howdy. Royce is gay. That's my cousin.
Oh, that's pretty
Well
funny.
deserved super chat.
He is gay. He is gay. He's just projecting right now. Anyway, John A. Douglas for $4.99 says, get this. Yaira drops on 3/11. That was the day that Atari said dating. Wait. Atari said dating my wife. Wait. He got auto corrected there. That's funny. We've been together for 25 years. So I think he said he got together with his wife on 3/11. We've been together for 25 years, married for 21. Hail John A. Douglas, dude. Dude, my wife and I, we're trailing you a little bit, man. Oh, dude, congrats. I hope to get there. I hope to get there with my lovely wife. We're only at like 13 and a half years of being together and 10 years of marriage. Yeah, it happens. It be like that sometimes, right? But ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Jen and Sylvia Soska, how are you doing, ladies?
Hi, we're good. We're so excited to be here. And the tiny little news that dropped today about the Yaira campaign being on March 11th. I've known it for a little while. I almost died keeping that secret. So feel sorry for me. I can finally breathe a little bit now that one of the many secrets are out.
Yeah, we kind of knew this would be the first show that we did after the announcement. So yay, guys. Thank you for having us.
Of course.
Try not to give
Awesome.
Andrew a heart attack in
No. Our goal tonight is to do that. What do you?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I sent you a DM. I was like, we're gonna give him a heart attack. Like I told.
That
you.
was going to be my question. How many snipers did Andy Andrew actually hire to put in the bushes to make sure you guys didn't spoil anything?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
there has been this one black band that's been following us everywhere, but I thought they were just fans.
They are.
Well, I mean, okay. Admittedly, it's you ladies. It could be creepers, or it could be Andy Andrew
Could be
trying to
anyone.
silence you.
Andy Andrew Ops.
Thank you, Maji Chen, for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Maji Chen. Okay, so, well, I actually get to ask this question. And I've been waiting to ask you ladies this. So, obviously, everybody in my chat is well aware of you ladies, and that which makes it an easy interview. But it's time to ask the famous first question that I have for just about every guest. And the question is, you guys have a long pedigree behind you, but where does it all start? Obviously, you two are a team, you're sisters, you've been a team for a long time, but where does this begin? Are you little girls when this passion begins for you? Are you teenagers? Are you in college? Where does this whole journey begin for you, and what brought you into the love of making horror films and then growing that out to doing comics and things like that? What is the seminal moment? Where do you begin your journey?
Oh, wow. That's a great question.
Oh yeah, I think there's two different ones. One where we fell in love with horror, and I know that
It's
there's
Mom.
Yeah, I blame my mom because
Yeah.
it's your fault, Mom.
Well, when you're a kid, you're learning about the world through your parents, right? And our mom loved horror, and we weren't allowed to experience that with her. So obviously, it became the most interesting thing as a kid. And I remember as a little kid, I used to be afraid of spiders, and I saw a spider, and I ran out screaming out of my house. And my grandfather, who was in World War II and escaped Hitler, was like, "What are you screaming about?" And I was like, "There's a spider!" And he looks at me like I'm the stupidest thing alive, and he's like, "So?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, don't be scared of spiders." And then I remember I was at a barbecue, and I would pick up spiders to show other people because my grandpa said they weren't something to be scared of. And I remember, like this, I must have been 5 or something, holding up a spider and every adult running and screaming, and my mom coming over and being like, "Don't do that." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "People are afraid of spiders." I'm like, "But why are they afraid of me?" And she was like, "Well, it's because people get scared of that." And then later we begged her to watch a horror movie, and she let us watch Poltergeist, which I don't understand why, because it's like the scariest for adults. Or for kids, because it's like under the thing in the monster in the closet, kid goes in the TV thing under your bed, like it's guy rips off his face, like real dead bodies, like it was just a bit much.
This is what my lovely wife has to say to that
Right?
story.
They're gonna direct horror movies. That's what's gonna happen. That's the next path for them.
I'm gonna collect spiders in your yard when everyone's having a barbecue like a normal person, and I'll be like, "Look, we found a big one." But I digress.
You have no idea the amount of animal skulls around my house. And,
no, we're just gonna move in. We're just gonna take out our phones and like, let's shoot a movie.
I'm like, that's delightful. When we were little, I didn't know that what we were
What if we
doing was
decided
weird.
to just like if we do the barbecue and you ladies show up, we'll get the cell phones out. You two can direct it, be like, okay, you're gonna stand here with the camera, you're gonna stand here with the camera, you're gonna act like you're scared shitless. We have no idea what the monster is, but let's just shoot a Soska Sisters drunken cell phone horror movie.
I would love that. That would be like when Robert Rodriguez did Spy Kids. We'll use your kids because they'll be great to pick up spiders and stuff.
Yeah, they'll be
and
the action
everyone
stars.
there
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I would do it like Dancer in the Dark, where I'd have everybody hide their cell phones in different places, and I'd be like, just make it very real, you guys. I want it to feel real.
Oh, I think
You
Woody
know?
Allen did a movie like
Is
that too, where he hid the cameras around and nobody knew where they were.
Would it be possible to do it with all the? It would have to be with different cell phones. It'd have to be like a found footage
Yeah.
style, like a found, because all the cell phones would have different aspect ratios and shit
that
like
would
that.
be great. Well, you'd have
That
to be
would
like,
be cool.
it'd be kind of like Blair Witch, right? Because like
Mhm.
Iron Age through a barbecue. Something happened.
Should we
don't
do
know,
this for
but
my
this is
channel?
what
Should
the
we
cell
do this?
phones collected.
Just right,
Yeah.
right.
All right,
And
done.
then-
Well, guys, if you get an invite, that's what we're doing. Work on your camera skills. It'll affect your invite.
Okay. So your mom was like, "Hey, sweetheart, like the
Yeah.
spiders."
So she
okay.
shows us Poltergeist, and we're scared shitless. We're crying. We're scared. We'll never sleep again. And my mom did something that would forever change our life. She sat us down and she told us it was all fake. She's like, you realize it's their job to scare people. Somebody wrote it. Somebody made the sets. That people in it were actors. The monsters were pretend. Everything like that. And after she told us that, we're like, whoa. So it could be my job to scare people. And after that, I think it had a negative effect, because like we would want to see like Hellraiser, and my mom would be like, that's inappropriate for kids. And we'd be like, but mom, it's pretend. Don't be scared of it.
After that, it was our grandmother who got us into comic books. She called them funny books. She thought they were like Archies, but we flipped through DC and couldn't find a lot of female characters. And at the time that we were looking, Chris Claremont had the X-Men, and we picked those up, and we just, that was just it for us. I still remember, I have to recollect these issues now that I'm an adult. I made the realization I can fix this, but it took so long for there to be Rogue action figures and Storm action figures that if we found a Rogue or a Storm that were about the same size in the panels, we cut them out so we could cut out like all the X-Men and play with them and go on little adventures.
Yeah, we never thought that would be a skill, but it turned out okay. No,
actually, in all of the comic books, we would just sit there and be like, okay, well, what do you think Wolverine did after like he hit on Jean that one time? Like it must have been tense.
Well, it's got to be tense at the X Mansion, and you know, Scott would probably be freaking out right now.
For directing, I dropped out of biology, and I had done every acting class because I was going to be this great actress.
Yeah.
And they're like, all that's left is directing. I was like, directing? I don't want to direct. And at our grade 12 graduation, I worked so hard. I wanted to get Best Actress.
We both did. We thought we were going to
I just want to know. I love, because I can hear it. Ladies and gentlemen, they're Canadian, and I can tell they're Canadian because they say grade 12 instead of 12th grade.
You know that because you're mostly Canadian, though, eh?
Yeah, you're like 90% Canadian. You're like 151 proof.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right.
Can y'all hear it in our vowels?
Yeah, I can. I don't know if anybody else can. Because it's so funny because my mom, when she'll talk with her family on the phone for like the next 24 hours, it comes out. And I always give her crap for it. Yeah.
That's a whole country calling you back, Bryce.
One of the best ones for when she went up and visited for like a week, she came back and we had a bunch of like Coca-Cola in the fridge, and she didn't want a Coke. She wanted a Coke for like the next week.
It's a Coke.
It's a Coke.
It's a couch. It's a toque.
Yeah, you get in the car.
Yeah, you get in the cart, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, and she's like, shut up.
But anyways, we obviously didn't win Best Actress. We actually won Best Director together on one plaque.
We were so pissed off.
And I wonder in our high school if there's other people that look at it and be like, oh, one day I'm going to be like us. But, I was so pissed off when I won Best Director because I'm like, I don't want to be a director. And then I realized, oh, yes, I very much do.
Yeah. And then
So wait, you guys were doing this through wait, what did you do through high school? You just
skipped
the whole story.
We acted like crazy. We
theater, all of that shit. We were weird kids in the drama room.
Yeah, we started acting like maybe 7, 8-ish because the Olsen twins existed. So everybody was like, You two look
Oh
the same.
yeah.
Right? So
Twins
twins
were-
were a big thing.
And you
right?
would have been right in that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were right at that sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like,
That Mary Kate Ashley sweet spot.
and it's weird because we always wanted to do something with ourselves because like we were pre-cell phone. Like people would stop my mom with their wind-up cameras and want photos with me and Jen and to take pictures and talk about us. And then afterwards we'd be like, Mom, what just happened? And they're like, well, she's like, well, you're a twin and that's really special. And we were born in a year that there are 12 sets of twins. So I thought we were a common thingy. But yeah, right? Yeah, Mengele must have come to Vancouver for a few months. Anyway, so like that's not a common thing at all.
A little bit of genetic engineering. It's fine.
You guys heard it here first. The Soskas were genetically engineered.
It's
That's
true.
not. That's true. That's it.
Well,
Great.
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger and she's the Danny DeVito.
I am the Danny DeVito.
There you go.
Clearly.
Wait.
That's from Twins. That's from Twins.
Yes.
That's a movie.
I am well aware of that movie, and that's why I'm laughing so hard.
Yeah, we've had this discussion many times. That was one of our favorite movies growing up. It still is. I heard they're going to do triplets,
Yeah.
and Eddie Murphy was supposed to be the third one.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
It's like on my life goal to make that movie happen.
Yeah.
Not even with me necessarily.
No, just make
You
it.
have to see it. The
Yeah.
older they get, it's still good.
The funnier it
Still
would
good.
get, because then Eddie's the third one that they didn't know about.
Of
right?
course, he'd have to be. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I like it.
God, I don't know if they could do it now.
You know what? They just should. They should just use their money and their power and be like, we're just funny.
They might break the spell of Hollywood where people just get together and laugh again.
Yeah.
I have said this when Hollywood comes out with Tropic Thunder 2 and does like a proper Tropic Thunder 2, all of this modern day crap is over. Like they bring Robert Downey Jr. back, he puts on the whole
So
I
good.
mean, but if they do it right, like it's over. It's like, yeah, we took a break for 10 years. We tried this whole, crappy stuff that they're doing now. But, so, okay. But getting back to it, and I love this because I love hearing the backstories and how people get into what they're doing. So you're going through high school, you're acting at a young age in school, you're drama nerds. You're getting into comics, you're hating directing and not wanting to direct, and then all of this, and then what happens next? Like what's that first where do you guys go?
Well, I guess it would have to be going into martial arts.
Yeah, and we trained in martial arts pretty extensively. And when we were acting, all of our roles were like slutty alien, slutty co-ed, slutty clone. And it was never like sexually empowered. Like it was started acting as teenagers in the 90s. So they just called you slut.
Yeah.
They didn't even try. And it would be, and you really want to break into the industry.
And then
they'll show up like this little coconut thing and be like, who wants to wear this? And everyone's like, nobody. And they're like, extra $500 an hour. And it's like, yes, I would love to.
I'll wear that. How much is it?
Minimum wage was like $8.25 in the time. So yeah, of course.
And
then I remember my dad looking at our school resume, which was, we were honor roll students, so 4.8 or GPA, and then our acting resumes and looking at them and being like, what doesn't match up? Which one don't I like? And we're like, oh, fuck.
Our agent, no longer our agent at the time, said that, hey, you need to go to a stunt acting school to get into stunts. Because you're like, I want to do stunts. I'm trained in martial arts and I might still be in a bikini, but I'll be on fire.
Yeah, so when the bikini girl's on fire, that'll be me.
Or that girl gets thrown out that window in that mini skirt. That could be me.
That could be me.
It could be me. More respectable. And the school only, it was not really a great school. And
I don't know if you've ever heard of people ripping off people with acting aspirations.
It happens quite a bit, but there was a great Source stunt program by Lash Loro Chartrand. He is the stunt coordinator from The Last Samurai and the new Shogun series.
Yeah, he's insanely talented.
He was still one of our dearest friends, and then that part of it ended quickly, and it was a cold read course. And we ended up having projects at the end, and they said, we have no money for you. Just go into another group.
And they were supposed to give us like just $200 out of our
Yeah.
Utter.
So we would leave cold read class because I could read and memorize, and we watched Grindhouse in the theaters. And out of spite, we created the trailer to Dead.
I'm not a Grindhouse fan.
Really? That's okay. It started my career. It worked out for me, Rice.
Wait, were you in
You
the
were like
Grindhouse?
any of the trailers? Not even
I tried. I try. I don't know. Maybe I didn't try hard enough. I
Planet
don't know.
Terror?
Does your wife love them?
I don't know.
Albany, do you like
Rice is a
Grindhouse?
Philistine. It's fine.
I'm not a fucking
on,
Philistine. I'm a fucking Canadian, you jackass. We just talked about that.
What about Hobo with a Shotgun, eh? That was from
Oh.
Canadian.
My wife does love them. Yes.
Yeah! We'll rewatch them with him. We'll explain them to him.
You know, Grindhouse is a movie, really.
Yeah, it's just chicks.
Crash course.
But anyways, we made the trailer on our own time with our own money because they wouldn't give it to us. And at graduation, they allowed us to play it dead last. And when we did play it, half the audience got so offended they walked out and left. And then the other half of the audience demanded it get played again because they were screaming and cheering so loudly. And then they didn't realize the grindhouse of it, that it was a fake trailer. They said, "Where's the movie?" And we were like, "Oh shit, better make a movie."
Yeah.
So we did $2,500, and that started our career. We wrote opposite kind of roles of what we were cast. But I realized, man, you could either be an actor and beg for work for the rest of your life, or you could be a writer, director, producer, and just make work.
Yeah, and it was during the writer's strike of 2007, so there's a lot of people that were available, and
oh wow,
we followed Rodriguez's Rebel Without a Crew book, and I don't know if you guys aren't familiar with Robert Rodriguez. He's got great tips for indie filmmakers, and what we were doing even got to Carlos Gallardo, who starred in Robert's first movie El Mariachi, and he even did a cameo in
I
Drunk as God.
love those fucking movies.
Right?
Oh,
yeah!
I grew up on Desperado. That was another weird movie.
Desperado, and once I actually just showed my wife Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Oh, it's so good!
She'd never seen it, and I was like, "Babe,
It's a wild film.
Oh, dude, I love, and she's watching this movie going. And she's like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Just wait." I mean, Willem Dafoe. It's got Johnny Depp, Eva Mendes.
Shooting the cook. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
And that's how I say, "How is good as the meal?" I gotta shoot the cook.
Fucking love that scene. This is the best I've ever had. And what I'm going to do when we're done here is I'm going to pay my tab. I'm going to walk into the kitchen and I'm going to shoot the cook. And that's how I keep balance in this little shithole. And I fucking love Johnny. That is bar none my favorite role Johnny Depp has ever done. And I get it. He's done some fantastic roles. But I just love how bonkers the premise is. It's so fucking good. And not only that, but at the end, he's like got no eyes, and that little boy is like helping him.
So stylish, the blind gunman, and what an insane thing to be a blind gunman. That's crazy.
It's so. Hey guys, hey, my right or your left? Mi derecha. And the little kid's like, mi derecha. He's like, bam, and he pops the guy right in the head. God, we watched it like a month ago because my wife had never seen. God, I love this. All right, sorry. I have seen movies before. For those who don't,
I love it. See, you got to rewatch Planet Terror because that's Rodriguez too. I feel you.
Planet Terror is fun. The stand-up comedian bit, like it's all so good.
Right.
Yeah, so sexy too.
I had a Planet Terror poster in my dorm room. I remember. I don't know what happened to the poster. It's probably in a closet somewhere. But yeah, that was I loved how over the top that one was.
Oh, I've got to highlight this. So bad.
I'm Mexican.
Yes, I fucking love it.
Yes.
So, are you a Mexican or a Mexican? I'm a Mexican. God, that movie is so good. Sorry. Okay, we have
it's
to.
So underrated too, eh?
Yeah.
It is. All of them are. Are. They're highly. I mean, El Mariachi was made at a like you can tell that. I mean. Yes, it had some mainstream success, but you could tell that the budget was on a shoestring budget, just with cameras and all that. But And I've only seen I have not seen the first El Mariachi. I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
It's pretty good.
But I have seen Desperado. I have seen Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and my wife and I were actually looking at buying the box set.
Oh, you should. El Mariachi back to back with Desperado is fascinating because it's the $7,000 movie versus the huge big budget Antonio Banderas movie.
Yeah. And Antonio Banderas, I know they obviously swapped out actors and all that, but man, so great. I fucking love those movies.
That was like a career-making movie for him too.
Mhm.
That was like his American Psycho. I think everyone fell in love with him in that movie. Like, oh, who is this man?
Right?
Daniel gets me. Can you guys hear the Rottweiler?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Okay, wait one second.
No, you're fine.
I sensed dog activity.
I had to separate everything in a room. Like, you used to be able to hear kids and dogs most of the time, and now you can only hear them some of the time. So I have worked excruciatingly hard to make sure that that the background noise. I'm trying to be professional. It doesn't work.
I wanted to be professional too, Royce. It just didn't happen.
Get a Rottweiler, they said. It'll take care
beer.
of you, they said.
We have a 9-month-old German Shepherd. She has entered her Velociraptor stage.
Oh, that's
yeah.
so
Yay!
Yay.
That's tough.
No.
Kittens are
Yes.
great. Puppies
I
are
love
awesome.
that. She'll piss my wife off so bad. I love that dog so much. I love her so much. And my wife is like, "This freaking dog," and I'm like, "I love her," and she's like, "What the hell?"
Does she go after your wife's shit though?
No, I don't. No. She's actually a really good dog. She's just hyper. Well, I guess technically she does go after my wife's shit because she chases the cats. She doesn't want to kill the cats. She like, if the cat is laying on the ground and not doing anything, she'll be like, "Come on, let's go, come on." And she'll like
Activate toy.
She'll just like put her, like, I've seen her put her jaws around a cat's head and like, "Come on, let's go." And like one of the cats will just sit there and stare. She's like, "Why aren't you moving?" Like, it's a game to her. Like, no, like you run, I chase you, and my wife, I will say this though. You know, like middle of the night, it's been horrible. Like it'd be like 1 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, and it's like you wake up, you're like, "What was that?" And you look around, and you're like, and then like there's cats on us, and then the dog is on us, and we're just like, "Okay, we'll figure out what hit the ground tomorrow." Dog off the bed, cats just find somewhere to hide, and then we go back to bed. It's bad.
It sounds like the dog's a good addition.
I love her to death. I love it. Well, and, yeah, but and that whole story there, but she was a gift to the family. Okay, so
Like a goat maybe would, settle the whole thing out.
no, I'll make stew.
Absolutely.
I'll make stew out of it.
What if you fall in love with the goat?
I don't fall in love with animals enough
Damn.
to.
If you were raised on a farm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
and
can't go
actually,
past that.
okay, yeah. So yeah, raised on a farm. Full transparency. I loved every single animal, took care of them, loved them, cradled them, held them, and I also would slaughter them because I believed that an animal that was going to give its life for us, and it's how my dad raised me, they should have a good life. They should, in fact, have the best life, and they should be loved and cared for. My dad had a bull who would sit on his butt like a dog and get scratchies. His name was Cupid. and again, but when it came his time, it was his time. But again, you never ever treat, and I still to this day, even though I can't stand cats. I hate them. I will not.
No kidding.
I can't stand them. I will not treat them badly. And if it's the option of they go out into the world and suffer or we take care of them, I will, because that's how I am with animals. And I would rather do that than watch them suffer. Now, if they're obviously in a bad spot, we put them down. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
But again, I have a very different mentality with it because of how I was raised. And that's why.
That's cool, though. People don't talk about that skill. Like, if somebody who didn't have that skill hit something like a deer and the deer wasn't dead and you had to finish it off, what would a regular person do? They'd just be freaking out. You'd be like, okay, I'm just going to make sure it's not suffering anymore.
Yeah, and I'd rather eat an animal that lived a life like with you, that was loved its entire life until its life ended.
Yeah, I eat meat,
That's
and
amazing.
I have hunter friends. I think it's badass.
Well, and like I've actually done that. Like my brother and I, like we were going ice fishing, and we hit a deer, and my brother and I, we pulled the deer off the road, and it was suffering, and my brother. And I was little. Like my brother's 11 years older than me.
Oh.
He went up, but my brother went out there, got his buck knife out, went out there, and he ended his life because it was suffering. Because the hit from the car didn't take it out. And but yeah, no, I've been there. And but again, it's a respect
Screwdriver and a hammer.
No, he had a buck knife. But anyway, that's a different story. But again, it's respect for the animals that give their lives for you. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Like a lot of people just think you go to the store, you buy your meat, you buy your food, but you don't have respect for that animal. And you know what? Neither do the mega corporations that treat those animals like absolute trash.
Yeah.
True.
But the family farms out there who pour their blood, sweat, and tears into the animals, who nurse them from health, who calve them, who raise them, you do feel that connection. And guess what? And sometimes like it doesn't. Sometimes, especially if you're a small enough family farm, like my parents was, like, because we raised enough animals for us and maybe to sell to some friends, but it was a small family farm. It wasn't anything massive, but you do get connected, but you also understand that, you know, that animal is raised to help sustain you. And and sometimes it does hurt. Like sometimes you're like, oh my God, like you were good to us and we were good to you, and that connection is there. And it does hurt to slaughter that animal. But at the same time too, you realize you're like, but this is the purpose of life. This is the purpose of that camaraderie and that companionship with that animal, you know. And it's a very different outlook, and a lot of people don't seem to understand that in today's world. And it's
You got to put that in a script or something, Royce. That was so well put.
That's so beautifully said too. And yeah, I think people are disconnected from the supermarket.
Yeah.
It's one thing
Definitely.
to say, stop eating meat, but at the end of the day, also the meat is already there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. IAK farming episode. If I ever go back, if we get back out to mom and dad's house, I'll take some. Now I don't know any of their animals now, but jokingly, but when we go back out to mom and dad's house in Colorado, because I'm 2 states away, I'm in Iowa now, and it's a 12-hour drive out there. But yeah, I'd absolutely fire up my phone and show you guys, you know, the animals. I don't think, none of the animals that I knew were out there. So needless to say, the bulls and the heifers might be a little, they wouldn't know me. So they might be a little mad if I go out there, but it just depends.
A little bit.
But yeah, however,
charming. I bet you could charm a
bull
or a heifer, as you said.
well, no, that's the actual term, but no,
Yep.
What is a heifer, by the way, for us city girls?
it is a female cow that has been bred.
Correct.
Oh.
Yes.
Like she's married with kids.
Well, it's more like she has sister wives, because the bull gets after multiples, and then you get the babies, and yeah.
It's like
No, I
Cow harem.
Yeah. No, I have. I don't know. My dad. It's something that I have. I don't know. It's something that it's either a genetic thing or not. But I kind of. I have a thing with animals. Oh wait. Oh shit. Hold on. Nope. Ears.
Oh, she's here.
Hi,
Mwah.
we're coming
Wait.
over.
Wait.
We're gonna play with spiders in your yard. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can you
Let's
hear
shoot a horror
everybody?
movie.
Hold on. I don't even have her ears on right now, so hold on. I have to turn everything on so that way I can make sure. Oh, and it's that one right there.
Turn everything on. Giggity.
All right. Can you hear?
You are so wrong. I had to come down here.
That's fine.
Get
I
him.
might be. I don't know.
Turn that
I
down,
use the
turn that
definition.
down.
Huh?
Turn that down now.
Okay. You broke the microphone.
I have a gift for you to show how wrong you were. Now I can't hear anything again.
Oh, she has a gift. What a good wife.
I didn't know when to give it to him, and he was so wrong for being raised on a farm.
I probably am. I'm also half drunk right now too.
So a heifer is a female cow that is not birthed.
Oh shit, me sideways. Yeah, no, fuck.
Oh!
And then a bull is an intact. A
Yeah.
steer is a gelded.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so you
what's-
fucked up. So this is
You're
your
trying
gift
to make
now.
me look like a
No,
fool.
fuck off.
and
No,
I
get that
don't
away.
know.
No! I'm not drinking a white. Oh, fuck it. I'll drink the White Claw. And
Good
Yeah!
punishment, Royce.
You failed so fucking hard.
You have a good partner there.
Wait, then what the fuck is the name for a cow that's been bred?
A cow.
Yeah.
Heifer is a female cow, but she has not had a baby.
Are you sure?
100%.
She go prove it.
No, I'm fine being proven wrong. Wow. I can't believe I got that wrong.
I know everyone in the chat is grabbing their phone and just Googling it.
Heifer's a
Wow,
female
look
cow
at
who have yet to give
everybody.
birth.
Oh, shit me sideways. Yeah, okay, yeah, I was wrong. Wow, what the fuck?
Oh.
How did I get that wrong?
I needed to prove you wrong so bad. I was like, fuck makeup, fuck
Nice.
looking nice. I had to get my ass here.
Okay.
Albany, you're always a babe.
Yeah, you
I
are.
love you.
Mwah.
Get him.
Tongue ring. Anyway, I digress. So, okay. Mrs. Sisters or Miss Sisters. Mrs. Sisters? Miss Sisters.
Mrs. Sisters. Oh, if we're so so we made Dead Hooker in a trunk and we sent it to every director involved with Grindhouse, basically saying you inspired us and this is what happened. And nobody responded to us except for Eli Roth. And he was like, don't just send me the trailer. I want to watch the full movie. And we're like, it's probably not Eli Roth. He's way too nice.
And it was on MySpace. There were a lot of Eli Roth.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Kids, you remember MySpace? It used
Yeah.
to be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, thanks for making me feel
Spotify.
old. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
MySpace, dude. They were
It was all
sick.
sex bots and indie bands by the time I left.
Anyway, this is a big part of our story,
Yeah.
MySpace. And
Everyone was a friend of Tom.
we were. He hooked us up.
The Facebook dude, Zucker. I don't feel like he's our friend.
I
He's
don't-
not
I
like
don't-
Tom.
I
Tom
don't-
never did anything for against us.
Tom never let us down.
Tom was so good to us.
We failed Tom. If I could remember my password,
I
to go
don't
back to
think
my-
we
I know.
did, because if you know what happened when he sold MySpace, he went and toured the world. He traveled the world and went backpacking.
He went
like-
to meet his friends.
No, I don't think he did. No, I actually don't think he did. But he if you actually see
Tom
what
let
he
us
did,
put music on our pages. Tom let us put videos.
dude, I saw this.
Eventually,
I saw this post a while back, and it was
custom
some
backgrounds.
some teeny bopper kid that was like, what if Facebook was like a place where you could like put like custom music playlists and like customize your background, and when people would show up to your page, like it would be like your custom place for them and like the music. And somebody commented like they just found out what MySpace was, and I was just like,
Zoomer figures out MySpace in
You
real
really have
time.
it all, man.
We peaked, man. We
Yeah.
peaked.
Anyway, so we were like, if you're Eli Roth, do you want us to send it to your agent at CAA? And he was like, yeah. And he gave us the message, and we're like, oh shit. Well, I hope we were sort of polite to him. And I remember he messaged us, and it was during Inglorious Bastards, and he had was just flying back from Europe, and he emailed us and he said, I was just going to turn this on for 2 seconds before I went to bed.
Yeah.
And I watched it and I couldn't turn it off, and it was so good. I had to tell you about it. And then he gave us a bunch of things about specifics about the movie. And then afterwards he was like, is this edit locked? Because I have a couple suggestions of what you could do. And then we were like, oh my God, thank you for watching the movie. That's so exciting. And yes, please send us your notes. He sent us a million notes.
I don't want to disappoint you guys who are dedicated to believing that Eli Roth is a horrible misogynist and that he hates everybody. But he's a sweet Jewish boy. I hate to ruin his
it's
horror
the
friend.
internet. I choose to believe what I want to.
No, you can't. He's a sweetie pie.
I can't. I can absolutely believe what I want to.
Oh, yeah.
As
you
you
Well,
Yeah,
I
can.
think
you're
I'm
American, go for
great.
it.
I can believe that.
You can believe whatever you want, even if it's not factual. That's fine. That's right. That's your goddamn right.
Eli Roth's been a real sweetheart to us, though. He also used to help everybody else, but as your star rises, have you seen Beau is Afraid?
I have not. No.
Oh,
It's
it's
really familiar.
no, Albany,
Also-
you'd like it, but explain it to Royce while you watch it.
What is it? What was it called again?
Beau is Afraid.
It sounds so familiar.
It's got Joaquin Phoenix in it, but it's like that weird. What else did that dude do?
Ari Aster.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's brand new.
Yeah, it's well, let's just say that there's a part with an elevator, and you got to be careful not to let the elevator get stuck on the ground floor.
See, that's
But
the
yeah, Eli
problem.
Roth used to help everybody, and now he's a little bit less like that. But he is the kindest, sweetest guy in the world.
Yeah,
I-
we took some of his suggestions. Some were brilliant. Some I was like, I don't know if I feel that way. And then no one would buy the movie.
That's why I need you guys in my life, because so Royce can't do horror movies at all.
No!
Like in any way. He wants to, like he wants to watch them with me because he knows how much I love them.
Yeah.
But he gets terrible nightmares. Like he can't control it. Whereas me, I could fall asleep to any horror movie ever and be fine.
So here's the deal. I don't get terrible nightmares. The only time that I dream is nightmares.
Oh,
Fuck
off.
And
Can I do a little
it's
sleep magic
usually people that I love dying. The amount of times that I've seen the most fucked up shit with my family members dying in my dreams over my life. And whenever I watch a horror movie, even though there are some that I have gut busted, just laughed at because I'm like, this is the dumbest shit
So like
ever.
you'd be a great horror film director.
Yeah, but like
Straight up, just take your dreams and just run with it.
Oh yeah, no, but since I was a kid, and but again, like I said, the only time that I dream, it's generally horror movies in my head, and so but when I watch horror movies, it amplifies it, and I just don't end up sleeping. And the
Can I make you a
problem,
magical charm to protect you against nightmares? And will you try watching one horror movie and it'll never make you do it again if the magical charm doesn't?
Here's the thing: if it's on a weekend and I know I can lose some sleep, I would do it. Like, well,
He agreed to be a test experiment.
I blame his dad though, because like Chucky was like my intro as a child, and I love Chucky. Our youngest daughters, who are 7 and 9, love Chucky. They've been watching all the Chucky movies since they were 5 and 7, and they just think it's fantastic.
Chucky's fun. Yeah,
exactly.
He's your
But
best friend.
Royce's dad had him watch Chucky, be like, "Here's like a funny movie, haha," and had Royce watch it as a child.
It was the TV edit. It wasn't even that, dude. I didn't sleep for 3 fucking months. But like, and here's the thing: is like I said, I've seen a bunch of horror movies, and for the most part, but I've not seen a horror movie that I have loved. I've seen thrillers. Actually, one of my favorite thrillers of all time is The Skeleton Key.
Ooh. What about American Psycho? Because that's kind of funny.
I've seen part of it. We started watching it, but we have a problem of starting movies at like 11:30 at night, and then it's like, and we get like a half hour in, we're like, oh, let's go to the bathroom, let's get a snack, and then we get like 45 minutes into a movie, and then we're passed out, and then
It
we
took him
wake
like 5
up,
tries to get me to watch Top
and the
Gun.
kids are poking us, going,
Wow.
Mom, Dad, we want breakfast, and we're just like, oh, but that's any movie that we watch. I've seen parts of American Psycho. I think it's fantastic.
I think you'd
What I've
love it.
seen.
It's definitely put the kids to bed first movie.
Oh yeah.
But yes, the short answer is yes. You should totally send us whatever movie you recommend, and I'll watch it with them, and we'll.
Well, you heard they want an invite to the barbecue.
They already have one. If you would have paid attention to my comments in the rolling comments, because you
I
should
was
just know
gonna
what I'm
say.
thinking. Yeah, how does
We're coming
Daniel know me
over.
better than you
Coming
do?
over.
Even I knew that.
Obviously.
Making a horror movie.
Thank you, Daniel. Good people.
Why the fuck does this show always turn into Gang Up on the Royce Day? Like, what the fuck happened?
To be fair, I really had just planned to come down and like rub your nose in your falsehood and go away, but Soska Sisters.
I knew if you got your ass in the chair, you wouldn't leave because Soska Sisters.
Obvious.
It was foretold that we would be besties.
Yep.
You're gay, but I'm like gay. So
Stay gold, pony boy, stay gold. Sorry. I love the Boondock Saints. I don't give a shit. This is some of the greatest movies ever made.
Another Defoe, right? Are you
Oh,
a big
dude.
Defoe fan?
Huge Defoe.
Actually, one of
Absolutely.
the most underrated movies with him was shit. What was it called? Ethan Hawke, vampire movie. Daywalkers.
yeah.
Was it Daywalkers?
Daywalker.
Yeah. With Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe, and you find out at the end that it was sunlight that was the cure to vampirism. Was it Daywalkers? No. Yeah, I'm
Sorry.
but no. But anyway,
I don't think it was Daywalker.
No,
I'm
it
looking
was,
it up.
it was no, it wasn't
Someone Googling
Daywalkers. It was
Dark of Night, maybe.
No.
The Thing is a good movie, chat. It's one of the best horror movies.
What is
It
it
is
called?
really
Why
good.
can I not remember this movie?
Guys, please Google it.
Somebody Google it.
She is googling it.
Daybreakers.
Daybreakers. I'm sorry, Daybreakers. No,
What did they say
Daybreakers.
it was?
Daywalkers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was close.
I'm
I had
old.
Day.
I thought it was.
You get
right.
half a point for that one.
It's in the ballpark.
No,
Yeah.
that movie is absolutely
Sounds like-
fantastic. I love that movie. So, okay, so through all of this journey that you're doing, you're getting into film. You're meeting some fantastic people. You're creating films. You're starring in films. You're building the fan base. But then something happens, and you end up doing something that a lot of us know that you have done. Some of us have read it. Some of us haven't. But you ended up writing a Black Widow miniseries. How did you end up doing that?
Well, it is about who you know, kids. It's definitely about who you know. We were introduced to a amazing editor at Marvel named Jake Thomas, and he pushed for us from the very beginning. We got 3 short stories actually before we got to do Black Widow. We did a Night Nurse story, and then we got to do a Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of Infinity story, which was very well received. And then we got to do a Halloween story, which was The Thing. It was our ode to The Thing.
Except Cap was in the ice, and then Tony Stark went with Deadpool and Colossus to dig him out. It was fun.
It was great. It was pretty great. There's a shunting thing. If you people have watched Society, there's a lot of horror jokes in that one.
Deadpool makes a Cronenberg joke. I can retire now.
But we actually pitched after we did really well. They're like, you can have anything you want. And one of the stories that we pitched was this Black Widow story where she went to Madripoor and hunted down child sex traffickers because of these red rooms online, which is totally a thing and totally deserves a Black Widow to go kill everyone.
Well-
And then they said, that's great, but she's got no time. So that was pretty much it for our dreams for a while until they called us back and said that we're going to do your Black Widow story, except there's one change. And we're like, oh, there's not going to be no pedophile killing in this. I know how this story goes. And they said, no, that's fine, which I was like, whoa. This is right before Disney took over the
I
comics.
was going to say, this is...
right,
Yeah.
Right before.
This was,
Because wasn't this 2018, 2019 when you wrote it?
2018, 2019. This
Yeah.
was a lot before the all-seeing eye turned and said, wait, they have comics here. We should get in there. And they said the only difference is
Sauron.
she died,
right?
and now she's a clone. And we're like, that sucks. Can we talk about it? We're like, no. But that's how you have to set up the story.
And we did kind of allude to it. It was fun because they had softened her so much in the movies.
Mhm.
And I remember we were talking, I think I was just posting a picture of all of our Marvel Max comics, and Jake hit me up and he's like, wouldn't it be cool if Nat had like a rated R story? And we're like, oh, sick. That would be cool. And they're like, what's the craziest thing you could think of her doing? And we're like,
Because she's a killer. And who could she kill that not only would no one be mad, they'd be
they would be
stoked.
happy.
They'd be
that
like,
she-
yes,
yeah.
kill more.
And it was not going back to the Red Room because she always goes back to the Red Room. But if you know about these torture rooms that they have online, they're actually called Red Rooms. So it felt like a great way for her to go and bring attention to a real life issue in a fantastic comic book way.
Yeah, and protect her child self.
Yeah.
That she doesn't need to go back physically to her Red Room. She can actually, just do a story and save other children. That's the Black Widow I love. The one that can literally light pedophiles on fire and then hug a kid afterwards. Like it's two in the same thing.
At this point, the Marvel Black Widow movie was also going to be restricted. So everyone was like, woo, just like go.
It wasn't until issue 2 that standards and practices caught up with us. I'd never dealt with standards and practices before, but they came in and asked, like, you think she's the Punisher? And I was like, no, she's worse. She's KGB. She's insane, and she's violent. She's deadly. And actually, she's not insane. That's the scariest thing. She's a very deadly, precise killer. And they're like, she can't do Frank Castle stuff. She can never be killing somebody while they're screaming for mercy. And I said, even a bad person?
And Jen's pages were actually the ones that got in trouble. Because in issue 2, you get a drop off. So the editor always says, punch it up for issue 2. So what we did was she finds some pedophiles, right? And she finds out this website is called No Restraints Play. And she grabs the pedophiles and ties them to her car, and she drives around town with them. And she says, I do like to play with no restraints. And then she douses them in booze and sets them on fire. And they start screaming. And she's like,
you tell me where these people are, because I'm going to come find you. And just so the word's out, I'm looking for you.
So we got close. They didn't get set on fire on that one page. And we're like, ooh.
Issue 4, though, we did so many other bad things. By issue 4, we did set them on fire.
Well, we had the whole script figured out, and we knew what the content was, and we were like, oh no, Jake, are they going to get rid of the whole storyline now? And they're like, oh, we already set it up in issue 1, so they can't. They're like, but let's make sure Nat behaves herself. And I was like, oh, but one girl got her arms cut off. They're like, Marvel's fine with them. I'm like, weird. Okay, we got it. And then later,
we're like, she has to fulfill the promise she made to this little girl, because she whispers to her, and obviously she's like, I'm gonna get your arms slicey.
Yeah, exactly. And so at one point it gets like hostile, and these psychos catch Nat. Obviously she wanted to get caught so she can murder all of them,
because she didn't want another victim to be taken. She'll like, take me instead.
Yeah, she's the
This makes me so happy.
right.
Seriously, half my wardrobe is like kill all pedophiles
clothing. Right.
Royce knows, like,
True.
because you've heard horrible stories about like someone loses their whole family, and I've told Royce, I was like, if I ever lost you and the kids and I had nothing to live for, I would literally spend my days going through and just unaliving people who've ever harmed children. Like, that would be the only thing I would have to live for, because what else matters?
That would make a great movie, by the way.
Oh my god, actually, Albany, that would be an amazing movie.
There you go.
Go out with a bang and take them all with you.
Yeah, what is that? Vigilantes for Children?
Yeah, there's a site I love to follow that's totally blocked in Canada now, because we don't like to report.
Of course.
We don't all our buddies. But yeah, Vigilantes for Children, and their slogan is, we don't call the cops. Oh. And they like to report on news of when pedophiles have been like, buggered to death in prison, or they just got magically unalived.
Yeah.
Or like the father found them and like blew their brains out. Just happy stuff to make you be like, yeah. life is good.
So I just typed them in, and the first, tell me this doesn't tell you the world is fucked up. The first headline is vigilante pedophile hunters ruining lives with internet stings. like ruining the lives of people who harm children should be frowned upon. Are you fucking kidding me? But it's from the Guardian, so shocker.
I am all for not shaming people, but if you prey on children, you should be ashamed.
You should be ashamed.
You should be ashamed.
Like, in the world, you think that is the one group that any sane human being is like, yep, don't give a fuck about you.
1,000%. I'm surprised the Black Widow didn't go after sex traffickers and child traffickers before, because that is the feel-good story of all time.
It is the feel-good story. I love it.
It's funny because Jake also was doing Punisher at that time, and so Punisher started killing pedophiles afterwards. I was like, that's kind of cool. Wouldn't it be cool if every Marvel character got like a murder pedophile story?
Wouldn't it be cute if Punisher and Black Widow were killing pedophiles and they went after the same one, and they're like, oh my god, you?
Like a Lady in the Tramp thing. Like, we're both gonna murder this guy.
Well, seriously though, imagine a world where that was normal. From Disney to any other family show where like killing pedophiles was just a regular Tuesday.
It'd be like Frank Castle spraying bullets down a hallway and like one of these cringe brothel things, and then like he looks across at one of the rooms. The widow just like walks into the door frame. They look at each other, nod, and then she shuts the door, and he goes back to what he's doing.
That is the Marvel we need. Yeah, like that would get us out.
And the thing is that was, I mean, especially with some of the old Marvel, that's what you got.
Yeah.
And it is for I don't
No
know
longer.
what the hell happened, but for some
The
reason
mouse happened.
well, well, but the mouse didn't start out like that. I mean, Walt Disney would be rolling in his grave right now, knowing what happened to his company.
Weird's happening though at Disney. Didn't Bob Iger sell like 80% of his stock?
That's not weird. That's foreshadowing.
That sounds. I don't know. That sounds like I don't know. Nothing good.
It's a warning sign.
Yeah, that ain't no shit. So
When Bob Iger says, "I'm out,"
I will point out that before he was caught, Epstein was one of the victims that were betting on these in the comic book. And when people say that Epstein's dead, I'm like, I like to think that the real Black Widow out there was like, you know what? I should fucking kill this guy.
Yeah.
Should I do it? I think I'm going to fucking do it.
that would have been. Never mind. I'm not going to go down my conspiracy theory rabbit hole.
No, you talk enough.
I feel
Let
like
them
a
talk
photo of
more.
him's still alive, so I don't trust
Conspiracy
anything.
theory or conspiracy truth? The world runs on blackmail.
6
oh,
months
no,
is the only difference.
Yeah. Lots of people who had lots of money got together on that one. Let's just say that.
Oh yeah, no
Let's-
shit. Eh?
Let's just say that there was many millionaires and billionaires that were just like, fuck, he's got a book, and then he went away, and then Epstein, obviously 100% factually, the way the news reported it, took his own life.
Yep.
After the millionaires and the billionaires got together and
That's
talked
all,
about
folks.
Just like Kurt Cobain.
it.
Definitely. 100%.
It was fucking Courtney Love. That bit, I don't get.
You know, a lot of people say that, but honestly,
It might not have been though. It might not. I don't know. I've looked into that too. His diary. Have you ever read his diary? Like my buddy read it, and I got the Cliff Notes version of it.
I shouldn't
Man,
have said
Kurt
his name.
Cobain's diary that he had that they published after his death was like that dude he was going through some shit in his head.
Man, yeah.
Fame
You
is
can do that
ugly.
to a person. Yeah.
Yeah, and that like, and it, well, especially back in those days too.
Yeah.
Because like fame now, like people can get famous on YouTube and shit now, and it's like it's a different kind of fame because it's like you don't have handlers in like the YouTube world. Well, some people don't. Or
No, you
most
just
people
develop narcissism, which is just as bad.
don't. What the fuck is wrong with that, Daniel?
A lot. Royce.
you know, sometimes when I'm bored, I'll just watch Richard's face for like 10 minutes straight, and I wonder how he puts up with you two.
I don't know.
He's just the quiet, solemn family man. And then there's you who doesn't shut up. There's Daniel with his slowly sipping himself into madness quips. And then Richard just...
It works. That we've decided that it works for the show. I think.
Like all great writers, whiskey just makes me more powerful.
It helps
It's
when I
true.
unmute myself. I forget. Anyway.
Where the hell were we in the conversation? We were going
So
through
we
the
made
journey.
Black Widow.
We were
Black
talking
Widow.
about killing
Pedophiles.
pedophiles, which is a good.
Yeah,
Yes.
we thought.
So-
All right, fine.
We
Chat
thought it
for the
was-
fucking memes. I'll drink the shit that my wife.
Yeah.
Here's the problem:
For
is
the
I tell
memes, he
people
says.
For the
no, I
meme.
tell people I drink the shit my wife buys me,
Punishment.
which is why I drink cheap beer. And you fucking bought a
I
White
literally
Claw.
ran to the gas station just to buy that.
Aw.
And I bought it just as the show started. I've been holding on to it since the show started going, I need to find the perfect time. And I was going to wait for Andrew in the comments to somewhere put in White Claw because he always says something about White Claw. And then you fucked up with your farm knowledge as the farm boy, and it was
Yeah.
perfect. So drink your fucking
Right,
White
dude,
Claw.
I get
Let the pretty lady speak and
I-
shut the fuck up.
I get shit that I said yesterday wrong. So I'm
Herman's so clipping this.
The beverage of the true farm boy, the white.
Oh, yummy.
Look
It
at him
tastes like
pretend not to
soggy
like it.
cardboard, doesn't it?
Oh my god.
I didn't say dumb shit. You did.
Oh no. Come on, take a sip.
That's your punishment, not hers.
Oh, it still tastes like soggy cardboard.
Oh. This is not good. I am not. I don't
It's
have enough
White
alcohol.
Claw.
It's like
All right.
someone regurgitated a Jolly Rancher and set it outside and then put it in the freezer for an hour.
It's not good. The only time I've had a White Claw before that is our 10th anniversary, and
Friends brought some over,
friends,
and we were
brought
already 5 sheets to the wind.
Oh
so.
God! Oh yeah, we were fucking smoked.
It still tasted bad.
And then we got shots, and then there
Are they like the energy drink combo?
no,
thing?
they're
not like some shadow of the famous Four Loco.
No, oh God!
I remember
I've
the
never
Four
had a
Loko.
Four Loko. No, I've
Days
never
of
had
the
a Four.
true full strength
No,
Four
it's
Loko.
just canned piss, Richard.
Dude, it's not even.
That's disappointing.
That reminds
I'm
me
gonna
of
drink-
Desperado. Your beer tastes like piss. I know, because we piss in it. Part of our heritage.
Oh my God! I can't drink it. I'll drink the freaking Busch Light. I will drink the other cheap piss beer before I drink White. That is horrible. That is horrible. That's not good.
Now I'm curious about what White Claw tastes like. It's really like that?
It's your punishment. Wait,
It's
farm
not.
boy, you gotta drink at least.
It tastes like vaguely alcoholic ass. Just don't even
It's
bother
bad.
trying.
Yes.
I'm very
it-
surprised
I don't
that
have
it's
any
like
acid
that much
experience,
worse
it's
than
but
like
I can
if-
imagine.
White Claw is like if
Tastes
you
like a
set
smell?
fruit. White Claw is like if you set fruit out on cardboard for 3 days, and then after the fruit rotted into the cardboard, you take the cardboard and then you wring it out into a glass, and that's White Claw.
Ew.
Meth head fermentation.
I'd try it.
Specific, though, it actually
I tried it.
I mean, after that pitch, I mean, I don't know how anybody
Oh my
could not,
God, dude.
you know?
That's where we're finally.
It was the first time I had it.
The appeal is
dude,
intriguing.
the first time I had it, like I didn't have a White Claw until like 7 o'clock. Then I'd been drinking since noon,
And it still
and
was
not just Busch Light either, dude. It was our anniversary. People were coming over with stuff. One of my buddies came over with 21-year-old aged monk beer. It was brewed, and which, by the way, absolutely fantastic. When it was bottled, it was 7% and corked for like 20 years. And when we drank it, it was like 21%. I was gone the first time I had a White Claw, and I was like, it's not that bad. Fuck, like, this is horrible. Be drunk
You
before
obviously
you
haven't had enough beer yet, then.
Yeah.
Dude, I need to do some whiskey or something. Oh my God. Okay.
Would you
That's
get
all
back
I
to your
drink.
guests?
I'm trying. I was about to segue. That's why I said okay. Those are my segues.
All right.
All right.
And suddenly we're all Matthew McConaughey.
All right. Anyway, no. So okay. So now I think the infamous question of the night, infamous, famous, depending on what side of the aisle you fall on. You are obviously the writers for Yaira. How does that happen? Eric has, and obviously if there's some things that need to stay behind the scenes, but Eric has alluded to this, that you guys touched base years ago. And I don't know if you guys are allowed to tell that story, but but who gives a fuck? Let's tell the story.
story.
I was saying, I'm
That's
just
not
waiting for Andrew to somehow show up on all of our cameras going, no.
Yeah, it's a non-ND Andrew
So-
program.
How do you get in contact with Eric July and do all the? Did you reach out? Did he reach out? What's going on there? Like how did
We were blessed enough to have a friend fan send him a copy of our Black Widow issue 1. And a lot of people saw how Marvel was changing a little bit. And they're like, if your comic is good, Eric will tell you. If your comic is bad, Eric will tell you. And I was so excited for him to read Black Widow because not just with comic book making, but being a female director, there are some, not all creatives, but there are some creatives that have left people a bad taste in their mouth. So I'm used to having to prove myself. Also, the amount of times that people look at me and Sylvan and be like, you're smarter than we thought you'd be. I'm like, oh golly, that's a weird thing to say while I'm still in the room.
No one can be as dumb as I look.
But I felt very, very passionate about that Black Widow story. Just a little bit about me as well. Grew up with those characters, not just playing with them. Natasha was my friend. She was Natalia even back then. She was my friend. I got really started to love her when she was dating Daredevil on and off. And I was like, Daredevil's my favorite, but girl, you can do better. He's kind of
he's not a fun date, but he's a good superhero.
He's every bad Catholic stereotype all rolled into one.
Yes, he is.
A Catholic hypocrite that goes to church. He doesn't even go to church on Sunday.
Yeah, I
He
don't.
dresses
The guilty
as Red Letter.
hypocrite.
That was my one problem with Daredevil. Is I was like, because I grew up traditional Catholic, like like Latin mass and everything, and I was just like,
sick.
he's not. No.
As a young Catholic girl, I was like, what a bad Catholic. But he's again, he was the only real Catholic representation. So it's like, I guess I gotta take this guy.
Right?
That's it. That was him or Nightcrawler, and I think Nightcrawler's like an atheist. So I'm like, well, we still, and I think
No,
Matt,
well, and Nightcrawler was actually Catholic.
he was, I don't know what he's doing now, but I hope they're all good. So
he's marrying gay women in the comics now.
oh, that's very Catholic.
Yeah,
I see that all the time.
Totally.
The Black Widow, we felt so passionate about, because when they're like, can you make her like she was? And I'm like, to me, she never stopped being that. I feel like whatever you wrote was just like some bullshit that she was doing. Like, she's Natasha. She could have just been playing a character this whole time. So when Eric reviewed our first thing, we'd already been a fan of his. Like, we watched his stuff. We listened to his music. We're like, this guy's pretty fucking cool. And then he actually liked our first book. And as he was reviewing our books, we were still writing them one at a time. So it got to a point where we were writing just to impress him as well, because we're like, he gets it. He really likes it. And we started to become friends. He invited us on to talk about Black Widow, which was so cool, because we loved his opinion. And to have someone whose opinion we really respect about comics also get and respect our work, that was just a thrill. At the end of the day, we're fans ourselves. So when we connect to other fans who feel equally as passionate about the lore and the characters we grew up with, it's just magical. And I never, ever, ever thought that he would start the Rippaverse and then hire us. No, never in a million years. I just thought, like, he's this cool guy in the ether of things. Being a director, you get to meet a lot of people that you're fans of, and you get to be friends, and it's cool.
Yeah, and it was I think he had launched the Rippaverse, and we watched it, and we're like, fuck, I wish he hired us.
Yeah,
and
I just watched those millions come in. I was like, shit.
We're like, fuck, that was so cool. And Ira's there right away too, and we're like, wow. And then I think a few weeks into that, maybe
the campaign was still running.
He asked us if we would write Ira, and we're like, oh my God, yeah, we would love to write.
I remember he also asked us, like, you can think about him. Like, no, yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Just like he told Marvel, like, it doesn't matter what we're doing. If there's a comic we can write, it'll always be us.
I just remembered a question that I had earlier that I wanted to ask you. And it totally got derailed. And I'm absolutely going to obliterate this conversation right now.
That's fine.
We'll come back
into it.
Yeah, no. I am so sorry, because I wanted to ask this earlier. We're having too much fun. My wife came down. She made fun of me. There's a White Claw here now. Many things have happened since this question popped into my...
You have to finish it.
Your White Claw.
Yes.
Please don't make me drink it.
Drink the White Claw, Royce.
Ask the chat a little bit.
Chat, how much?
There you go.
Ooh.
He's a man. He can do it.
You're very manly.
No.
Nope.
I do not have to call you a Wookiee now.
No,
I want more than anything for White Claw to sponsor this show.
Sponsored by White Claw.
IAK sponsored by White Claw.
Oh, that's the worst shit in the world. It's like...
That's their new slogan.
Okay, all right. So the question that I wanted to ask...
Yes, sir.
Sorry, dude.
Fuck, hold on. There's a taste in my mouth. God, fuck.
Sorry.
Nope, you're good. That is the worst shit in the world. Okay, the question that I wanted to ask, it's still fucking with me, is obviously your sisters, but
Yeah.
but you took this journey together.
Yeah.
How and why? Like what like have you just always had that singular direction? Like or like, because at a certain point did it become like the Soska Sisters brand and you were just like, well, I guess we better go for this? Or at some point we're like, no, you two should do this together, and we're like, oh yeah, no, we should totally do this because we're sisters? Like, or like, did you guys fight when you were kids?
No,
We were always called the twins
Yeah.
or the sisters. And being an identical twin, you can never just blend into a crowd. And people say silly things like, you're not really twins. And I'm like, just biologically, but whatever. Or they are like, well, if you don't want attention, you should make yourselves look different. I'm like, why should I change my appearance? Or my favorite was like, just don't be seen with your sister. I'm like, what the like, if you have a relative or anyone, I was born with a best friend. I was so blessed to have her. And we kind of always liked the same things, but we got there different ways. And we had this dream to be not just the twins. We came up with the twisted twins because we're like, hey, if someone looks at us, maybe it'll be for a reason one day, not just like, hey, look at that. I mean, if you think about it, identical twins are one of the only unrecognized visual minorities that bring every group together. And we are like a biohazard. Like, we're weird. The fraternal twins run in the family, but us identicals, like Mengele was trying to figure it out. What are we? Why are we? You know?
Yeah, and it's funny because like everywhere we would go, people would point at us and say twins, and it would make you so self-conscious ever going in public. Like, people would, you stand out, right?
So how do you turn that from
It was unintentional, Royce.
I just chugged half a White Claw, so I'm gonna say some dumb shit. How did you turn like the twins thing being like people pointing at you and like, oh, the twin, like a social weirdism into your brand and your career? Like, I guess that's kind of what I'm asking is just like, you didn't have to go in it together, but you did. And that's kind of what I want to know.
But as twins, like, people always ask what it's like to be a twin. I think it would be so sad to be a singular. Like, I have a best friend I was born with. Sometimes, like, I can think the same thing she's thinking. It's such a...
We're born in this social structure of two. So, yeah, I could direct movies by myself, but why would I want to do twice as much work when somebody can read my thoughts and I can be like, hey, do the thing and I'll talk to the guy. And I don't need to elaborate more than that.
Or everything's going to fuck and we just look at each other and then we split off and do different things and we've had a full conversation just based on look.
They never really tell you can be a director or a writer or a producer. In my day, when you're a girl, they say be an actress or a model or a singer. You got to kind of be the entertainer, not the one who's controlling it. But when we did Dead Hooker in a Trunk together, it was amazing because we couldn't afford to hire a crew. Talk about rebel without a crew, rebel without money. Yeah. So there is no crew. So much of it just went to whatever. And we came up with the moniker Twisted Twins because of Stan Lee. And when he couldn't remember characters, they would be Matt Murdock or Peter Parker.
He'd use alliteration.
Yeah, so he could, figure them out. And we're like, ooh, Twisted Twins. That sounds great.
We fucked up because everyone calls us Twisted Sister. And I'm like, we kind of look like Jesus, but we're not. And then we did American Mary, which is like Strangeland. And then so everybody's like, the three of them are three Twisted Sisters.
Yeah, but we were always like together. Like if I'll talk out loud to her. If I have an idea, I'll talk it out with her. We often think about you guys at this singular human life. I'm like, man, that must be weird because if you have a problem, you don't just start talking, and then another version of you comes in the room and starts talking and helping you figure it out. Or like, hey,
so you're kind of wrong.
You and the missus?
Oh, well,
no,
yeah.
just me mostly, and then other me.
Yeah, Royce is schizophrenic, confirmed.
Like Deadpool with the two voices.
You talk to yourself?
Constantly, yeah. I'll have full conversations with myself.
You do have Deadpool vibes, though, dude.
I
You're
love
very
that.
interesting.
No,
Like, your
it's
mind.
well, and I actually, so one of my wife's
Accurate.
best friends from childhood actually became a psychologist. And I was talking to him, and I was like, man, I just like talking to me is very therapeutic because I like to talk a lot, and it's very therapeutic. And I'm like, dude, I'll have full conversations with myself. And he looks at me, he goes, dude, I wish more people would. Because there are so many people that are afraid to do that because they don't want to be weird. I've had people like, dude, are you talking to yourself? I'm like, yeah. Like, what? And they're like, what the fuck? Why? I'm like, well, nobody else was talking to me, so I thought I might as well.
You're striving for an intelligent conversationalist. You.
Yeah, it gets really weird for other people when I answer myself, though.
Royce
And
doesn't have an inner monologue; he has an inner dialogue.
a lot of what it is me working through my thoughts and trying to figure out more complex ideas and attempting to becoming smarter. And I'm a drunk redneck, so it's really hard.
That's what the beer's for.
So that's hey, beer.
Hey, where's that? You finish your White Claw, though? Completely?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to see him die on stream. He's got kids.
He's strong. Royce is
I almost shot it.
He can
out of-
handle it.
Stronger than a white
I
claw.
killed half of it, and I almost shot it out of my nose. That stuff is so bad.
Don't be a quitter. Finish what you started.
Eventually. Okay, so no, but like I said, I wanted to backtrack a little bit because obviously you guys aren't doing this just because you're sisters and just because it's the brand and all that.
No, there aren't like a million identical twin directors out there.
But that's an important thing to talk about. It's because there are a lot of twins that absolutely do different shit in their lives.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't. You guys went with each other. You guys are still doing the same thing. I mean, fuck, you're on this stream together. Like, and I mean, I'm not exactly a big channel, but you're here together.
You are. You're one of our favorites.
Yeah, we watch you. We only do channels we watch.
Yeah, hi, Irony. Guys.
Wow. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
watching, chat, and thank you for harassing Royce. It's important.
Yes. Goat
God
fund
damn
me.
it.
Goat fund me.
Goat fund me.
Yep.
We aren't going to be invited back, are we?
I'm gonna come with a goat, but like a rental goat.
No.
I'll make sure you
probably
always
will be
have an
invited
invitation.
back, and because my wife says, and I told my wife this weekend we will be working on the guest list for the Iron Age barbecue, and
Nice +2 now.
yeah. And like I said, don't expect a lot of stuff. We don't live anywhere close to a major city, so it's like you're flying out for the barbecue.
That's
Like,
cool.
Look, I already
But-
said yes.
So, no, and like I wanted to know that because that's something I've been wondering for a while. It's like, okay, well, obviously they're sisters, but like, it can't just be a brand thing. And you guys are connected together. You're doing this together. Obviously, a lot of your posts, hey, look at the doggo. Here's the doggo. She's, and everything that you guys do is together, and that is something that, again, to me, I look at that and I'm like, man, that can't just be a brand thing. Like, me and my brother could never do this together because my brother and I would murder each other. Right? Now, that being said, if somebody tried to murder my brother, I would kill that guy who's trying to murder my brother, and then I would go and I would murder my brother. Like, but again, it's a very, very different dynamic. And seeing you two go in it together for how many years at this point?
I think 15, 16 years we've been
Directing.
directing. Well, we've been incorporated for one more year than that. So 16, 17.
Yeah, and we've been acting since before we knew what we were auditioning for. We just wanted to be like Mary Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, when we were like 7.
The real Truman Show, by the way, guys. Like, those twins were sold into slavery, and you see them pulling away from the actors as they kiss them, and it's like, that's not their dad and uncles. That's at least 2 perverted comedians and one guy who's so attractive no one would think he's a pervert. It's true. You never think it's Uncle Jesse, but you gotta be like, why you hang out there, Uncle Jesse? Why you there?
But that, yeah. Well, and that was Full House. That I never even thought about that. But like, and everybody's like, oh, it's so wholesome. And now, as the internet has learned a lot more about Hollywood,
Yeah, no
Yep.
shit.
you start to realize how absolutely screwed up it is.
Yeah, it's a fucked up place. If you guys can stomach it, there's a really good documentary called An Open Secret that catches Bryan Singer and all his little pedophile buddies in Hollywood. They catch them on camera. They have the survivors of their crimes on camera too. It's really, really heartbreaking, but it's an interesting watch because it's hard to see how deep the problem goes, but then you watch it and you're like, holy shit, man, like it's an open secret.
It's free to watch online because no one would distribute it because they didn't want everyone to know how awful the problem is.
Yeah.
Well,
unfortunate.
I'm not gonna say words here. Okay, so let's get back.
Show's gonna go really weird.
So
if you
now
don't
we're
say
gonna
words.
flip flop back to you guys are working. You meet Eric. You guys, he decides, hey, would you guys write Yaira? And you guys are like, and he's like, no, you can think about it. You're like, yeah, we don't need to think
We're
about
like,
it.
yes, and then we signed the first NDA.
He gave us this whole presentation of like, this is who she is, this is who she isn't, this is what's important to her. And he gave us a lot of creative freedom to build on that. And we took a few days of sheer bliss, just dreaming about all the things that Yaira is and isn't, and where she's going to be issue 2 and where she's going to be issue 100.
And I think a lot of people, first of all, Eric July is the most highly criticized man in comics. I've never seen a man write a book and people lose their fucking minds so much.
I
And
know.
keeps
Holy
the
shit.
man humble, man. Keeps
Yeah.
him humble. He never says a compliment about himself. But I will tell you, when he bitched the Rippaverse and I saw him and the stuff you don't know that's already set up in there, I was like, holy shit, I've never actually heard a pitch like this for this kind of a superhero at all. And the stuff he had planned was so cool. And what he already had with Yaira made her such a cool character that we were able to really go nuts with what the story was. And when you guys, if you pick up Yaira, if you're so kind as to do that, if you're under 12, have your parents read it first, just towards the end part, because Yaira almost killed Isom in the first comic. She's got a bad attitude.
She's a tough girl, but I'm a firm believer that kids can handle, like every age, you know, their sensitivities, but
these kids watch Chucky.
Your kids are gonna love Yaira.
Yeah.
All of your kids are gonna love Yaira.
And here's the thing, regardless, my wife and I vet everything that our kids watch.
Smart. That's what you do.
You parents, that's amazing in this day and age.
Yeah, and we homeschool.
I love that.
So they're gonna be great.
Yeah, also terrifying.
You're raising the little super villains of the future.
Yeah.
I am so fucking proud.
Free thinkers.
And then, like, when they take over the world and everybody is enslaved to them and life is terrible, I just want them to give a couple of dollars a kickback to their dad because, like, you know, I'm their
Buy
dad.
a couple White Claws for old dad.
No, God, fuck. Oh, I can't. It's not done yet. God, that's fucking terrible. I love how they're just like, and we're out. We're going to make a White Claw joke and we're leaving.
It's like the dog is right here.
Oh, no, show the doggo. Everybody loves it.
There she is.
You
Come
want
on.
to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh, there she is.
Hi, sweetheart. What's her name?
Princess Diana.
Mhm.
Princess Diana.
Diana, you're on the inside.
Princess Diana. Hi. Oh, she's adorable.
Mhm.
No, I love Roddy's.
Oh, we'll get you a puppy.
Beautiful
We're gonna
dog.
breed her.
Maybe we'll road trip down
Don't-
so she can come with us to the barbecue.
Yeah.
Honestly, as long as she's cool with other dogs. And here's the thing, I've got a big backyard and we've got dog kennels. So if you guys did do that, I have ways. If we have to keep dogs separate or together or whatever, we absolutely have a way to do that.
You really never know until
never-
they meet, right? Because it's
Yeah,
like,
well,
yeah,
and
my
that's the
dog's not
thing.
an asshole.
And, like-
I'm like, I don't know what her
and-
problem is.
Well, and like our German Shepherd, she's a puppy.
Yeah.
And there are people that like like she barks at everybody, but it's like, calm the fuck down, dog. Like, but because she's a puppy, like, but our old German Shepherd mix, sadly, so we were hoping for one more Christmas with her, and we got it because Christmas is when we decided her birthday was. But anyway, long story. But she made it one more Christmas. She actually made it a week after Christmas, and we had to put her down. I had to pick her up off the floor. No, don't apologize. We had a wonderful life with her.
Sorry, Canadian. I'll shut
We
up.
have to be sorry. Once
No,
every
I
half
know,
hour.
right? I know, right? Once every half hour to appease the Canadian. No, but we were actually, funny enough, we ended up because we know that our older dogs were on their way out, and we are not the type of parents that like, oh, a dog dies and then you go get a new dog. We're like, no, that's not right. We don't want to teach our children that. We're like, our animals are getting older. And we know that they're getting older. And you know what we would love to do? We want those animals to teach the new animals how to live.
Oh, I love that.
And so our kids don't think that, oh, an animal dies. This person's old. Just go get a new one. No, they're not commodities. They're not. Yeah. No, they're animals. We love them. We care about them. And like I said, and a lot of people look at me like a jackass, but I have a stone cold. So here is my thought about this. My boy. He was my white lab. I'd had him for 14 years. Now, he got so bad that I was at work and I was on the road at the time, so I was living in a hotel. My wife had to put him down with the kids. Well, my wife took him and put him down. Now, had it been my decision and I was home at the time, and a lot of people might disagree with me with this, but he was my boy. I would have taken him out. I would have found a farmer that would have let me take him out in the field, and I would have let my boy run in the field one last time. And then I would have put my boy down, right?
Wow.
But again, that's the bond that I had with him.
How old were you when you read Old Yeller?
I didn't read Old Yeller. I saw it when I was a kid. But again, I grew up that way.
Yeah, that's a part of the circle of life, right? You're there from the beginning to the end, and you don't let somebody else do that. That's your responsibility.
And the problem was I couldn't be there to the end, but we couldn't let him go any further. Right?
Yeah,
I wasn't there on his last day. But had I could have been there his last day, that's what we would have done. He loved to run in the field. And I would have taken him out to the field, and I would have let him run. And he would have had a cheeseburger from Hardee's that day. And he did have a cheeseburger from Hardee's his last day. But I would have taken him out. But that's how I was raised. You take your animals out and you pay them that love and that respect, and you do it yourself. And guess what? It's hard. It's not fun. It's not fun. And it is heartbreaking and it's heart-wrenching. But you don't do it out of malice. You do it out of love. Because that dog, that white lab laid next to every one of my children when they were born. We brought them home, we put them on the ground, and he laid next to all of them, and he would lick them, right? And he would love them, and he was there for all of my 4 children. Same thing with our shepherd, who we had just put down. She was there for all of them. We have a cat who, admittedly, even I don't like cats, but I'm actually bonded with this cat because she was preemie. We had to save her. Like, I had to do chest to chest to make sure that she could breathe. But our German Shepherd, helped clean her so she would live, right? And it's this amazing thing that you see in this bond with this animal that you have. And in such an incredible way. And again, but I don't look at it in a way that a lot of people quantify. I look at it in a way of, you have been here for us. I understand that you don't live as long as we do. You've done this thing for us. You've protected my family. My wife had a guy come over to the house to fix something one day, and the kids opened the door and let him in the house. And my wife, she had a part-time job at the time, just like a year or two ago, because we needed the extra money and she was trying to help out. Long story. And that German Shepherd mix, she backed him up into the corner and the guy couldn't move. And the kids call my wife on the phone and they're like, hey, Mom, this guy's at the house. And she's like, oh my God, I totally forgot. So she rushes home. But again, it's this thing, right? And I pet her and I let Lady know her name was Lady. And I let her know that she was loved until the moment that she was gone. Right? And the thing about that is so many people get broken up about that. And then I went live on stream that night.
Oh, man.
But I don't get broken up about it in the way that a lot of people do because how I was raised. Because I realized the fulfillment that animals can give you, right, in your life, and the fulfillment that those memories and the continuation of that and what you can take from them to go forward. Because I've lost many animals in my life. And that doesn't mean that it's easy.
No.
But what it does teach me is the care and compassion and understanding even more. And again, like I said, I've had animals that I've loved to death and I've scratched their ears, and yet I have also eaten them as well. But again, very different concept in my mind. And my cousin, Raving Dad Gaming, in the chat, he'll tell you exactly how my dad was. But we were never malicious to animals. We were never once malicious to them. We love them. We give them all of our love, but we also understand their purpose in life as well as our purpose in life. And it really is something that again, it's part of the reason I go on this tangent is because I don't get to talk about this a lot because a lot of people, it's uncomfortable for them.
No.
And
you couldn't be. Nothing makes us uncomfortable. No. Bring it on. Especially life and death. I feel horror is one of those things that let you come right up to death and be able to examine it in a safe way. I think the relationship you have with animals, like if everyone had those relationships with them, it would make death more digestible in a way because it is part of life and it's an inescapable part of life.
It is. And I mean, we also have my daughters. They also have little pet rats. And people, rats. Rats. I used to have when my wife and I got together. We had we had rats when we got together. My wife and I, and I had a rat, and he had a mark down his back, and it looked like a car tire mark. So I used to call him a skid mark. I called him Skid. He was my little skid. And I would get home after working 12 hours on my feet every night. I couldn't even walk at the end of the day. And now I was throwing 50-pound bags of chemicals all night, working around hydrochloric acid. Anyway, big story.
Wow.
But I would come home and I would like pass out on the futon, and my wife would wake up. And we were early. We weren't even married at the time. We had our oldest, but we weren't married at the time. And she would open up the cage to the rat cage, and he would go and he would hop up on the futon, and that little 8-ounce rat would sleep right here for 8 hours and wouldn't move. And he was one of my boys. She has pictures. I'm sure if you asked her for the pictures, she would show you.
DM me, please.
But actually, my lovely wife.
Yes! Your wife.
He has returned.
Huh?
Bulma.
This is Bulma.
Oh
This is Bulma, named after Vegeta's wife from Dragon Ball Z. Oh, Bulma. She's. Oh God, I'm losing Bulma. Hi. No. Hey, Bulma, don't go back there. Come here. This is Bulma. Right, and she is a sweetheart.
What
she
a
is
baby!
Yeah, and our daughters have, sadly, because rats live not very long lives, but our daughters have had to learn that you love them, you take care of them, but loss does happen, especially in the last week. And hi, Bulma. No, and Bulma's a sweetheart. She is, but I will say this. I have not had a connection with any of these ones the way that I did my skid. My skid, he was my boy. But no,
Oh yeah, you totally look not connected to that rat at all, man. Yeah.
Well,
Sold
as in
relationship.
she won't come to me if I call, but like my skid, he used to come to me when I would call him. So, but yeah, she's and yeah, nope.
Oh, so cute.
Does she help you cooking in the kitchen?
No, she does not help cook in the kitchen. All right, go on, Bulma.
He drinks half
No.
of one White Claw, and he's cuddling with animals.
So
The White Claw
I
turned
don't-
into
I don't-
Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah.
I can never tell where I'm gonna go in the night in conversation, and and my daughter's over there.
Oh hi.
Right. Yeah, they will. They will. And actually, my daughter is one of my daughters is over here, and Albany is over here. And she's like, I would love our daughter to meet the Soskas, and I was like, well, they will. We're gonna do the barbecue.
We can't wait to hang out.
Yep. So anyway, but yeah, and like I said, I think a lot of the diatribes that I end up, God bless it.
Yes.
I think a lot of the diatribes that I go on, I can't ever. It's all stuff that I really, really want to talk about, and I just wait for our guests to give me that little opening to just go for it, because there are so many things that I absolutely want to talk about that I don't get the opportunity to, because people don't ask about them. People don't want to know. Or like even on Sunday Coffee, people don't talk about them. And you know what? If you give me that smallest opportunity, I will talk about those things that I have just been wanting to talk about for a long time. So
It's
yeah.
fascinating. The life and death and killing thing, it reminds me of a lot of horror scripts, so I'm all about it. I feel like what you've told me will go into a character one day. I'll be like, dude, imagine you were born on a farm, man, and you raised this animal, but in a loving way, you're going to slit its throat, okay? Okay, Royce, I need you to talk to this guy.
Yeah. It's like the boy version of Silence of the Lambs. I love
Yeah,
it.
it is like Boy Silence
But
of the
instead of
Lambs.
freaking out, you're like, it's part of life.
It is, because
It
obviously,
is.
right?
No, and it is, and it's fun. And
Richard, do you have to go?
No, I hit enter halfway through a sentence because I started listening to that, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go soon. I had to step away for such a long time because of the kids earlier. My wife's out. Anyway, clearly my brain has started to the cognitive function is declining here. I'll be in Biden mode here in another 30 minutes.
I kind of saw it coming. That's why I figured since Royce had a lull.
Yeah,
in
whenever
his,
I hit that, I hit enter on
I don't
that,
know
and
why
I
you
was
guys
like,
let me talk on this
hold on.
show.
'cause it's what you like to do, Royce.
I'm aware. I still don't know why you guys let me do it.
I didn't
Because
know
we
there was an
actually
option
like
to stop you.
Well, it's
You've
because
done
I
it
actually
before.
like
What the
you.
fuck?
That
are
is
you talking
true.
about?
That is true. Yeah, I don't know. That was a good one. I didn't want to step on you there. You were doing all right. You're doing all right.
Richard
There's
approved.
no anime anger or anything like that.
Fuck you guys. And the Soskas, they literally, like, before the show, they're like, Royce, you have anime hair. And I was like,
You
God.
do.
Ew. It's a compliment. Do you know how expensive them wigs are to look that way?
Yeah, it looks good.
He spent a lot of money on his wig, so I'm glad that you appreciate it.
The wig
Yeah.
of destiny.
Yeah, do you guys, I'm assuming the Soskas know the lore about the Wig of Destiny.
Is it
If
like
they lurk
the
on
pick
our
of
show,
Destiny?
yeah.
Is it like what?
The pick of destiny. You know
No,
that old
no,
Tenacious
no,
D
it's
movie?
Pretty
It's
close.
Yes, it's
yeah.
just like that, except
No, it's not.
You know.
It's.
on his head. So.
Oh God. Richard, before you die, where can we find you and what do you do, good sir?
Well, currently I'm going to be sleeping so that I can wake up early and hit magazines with a blacksmith stamp because, you know, I guess I just have wonderful ideas and maybe they work, maybe they don't. But so far, these are looking great. I just put issue number 4 up for pre-order on anvilmagazine.com. I should probably get you a link.
That would be
Would
nice.
be helpful.
There we go.
You are a mod. You can post the links in.
Yeah, you're right. I can just do
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
I'm important.
He's almost a half hour past his bedtime. Don't expect
Yeah.
him to think.
Yeah, I'm
Guys, he made
getting
it past
sleepy.
Prices Right today. He is like way
Yeah,
past his bed.
exactly. Even
I
though
s-
Daniel's
say-
technically older, I'm definitely the old man in spirit.
It's the whiskey that keeps me going.
There you go.
Richard's got the youngest kids, though, right? You must be the most tired.
Yeah, maybe we can just blame that. That'll be my excuse.
There you go. Hey, I like that excuse. I remember when the little ones were little. And
Yeah,
now
well,
they're
they
getting
mostly
older.
sleep through the
Like-
night. It's just that the 5-year-old has started waking me up in the morning. This morning, I like
Aw.
crack my eyes open and there's like a little silhouette standing in front of me. I'm like, this is very.
Dude.
Oh yeah,
I
I didn't make a cute
Dun-dun-dun.
noise.
I have literally I have had all of my kids do that, and they'll be like right here, and they're like, Dad. I open my eyes up.
That's
like it is. It like because you're.
I don't hit
dreaming,
my
and then
children,
all of a
but I
sudden,
might in that case. Like,
How do you train them not to do that? Do you just like spray
Um,
water or like shake a can when they do that?
yeah.
So-
what is the tip? What tips do you
so,
have? Because I need to know.
Okay, so I'm not a good example of this.
Uh oh.
The couple times that because if I get startled in my sleep, it's not a good thing for the
Fair.
people who startle me in my sleep. Thankfully, I had recognized it was my children.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wife went and she goes, never go to daddy's side of the bed when he's asleep.
That's
like-
a good piece of advice. Mom.
Because like and she's just like, don't do it. Don't go to your dad's side of the bed. Like it's not like it's not good. Like my wife has tried to wake me up and apparently like she tried to wake me up one time and apparently I took both
An
of her hands
alcoholic,
and my
Andrew.
wrist and I pinned her hands to the bed while I was asleep. I have no recollection
What?
of this. I have no recollection of this. And I was like, and she was like, yeah, she was like, you were literally hurting my wrist. She was like you
Oh.
bruised it. And I was like, no, I didn't. And then I was like, oh shit.
Wow, you're like Jason Bourne when you
I-
sleep, eh?
Yeah, I'm not like
I
me
just shout
as-
like I'm fully awake. I try to pretend
Yeah.
that I'm awake by shouting very loudly.
I
Apparently
had-
that's-
I told
my
you
wife's
about
not
my
a fan of that one.
I told you about my lovely white lab that I had. And well, he jumped on me one time when I was asleep and dug his claws into my chest.
Mm.
And I was in a deep sleep. And I woke up and there was a shadowy figure on top of me and my chest hurt and I freaked.
You thought
I
it was,
was- No, I don't know what the fuck I thought, but I was like, we lived in the middle of nowhere.
Thought
I was like,
attacker.
somebody
Yeah.
just, I was literally like, somebody just broke into my parents' house and I freaked and I was like, and I woke up, I'm in a daze and I'm like, bam, bam, bam. And I realize it's my dog. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. He just wanted to go to the bathroom. But again, I told my wife, I'm like, don't like never startle me to wake me up. Cause it's not, I just, that's how
primal,
I am.
man. It's like a caveman.
like
I have a new
Wolverine,
reason to
right?
maybe go to
It's
the.
not,
the
it's,
cookout.
dude, I felt like such a
Your Weapon
jackass. Dude.
X fuck you up.
I don't know what the fuck happened. Me sleeping and waking me up. It's not a good thing. It's not good. Richard.
Speaking of sleeping, that's
Yes.
my cue.
Then I'll share.
So, thank you for joining us, ladies. I really enjoyed talking
Thank
to
you,
you,
Richard.
and I'm looking forward to seeing Yaira and that whole campaign and everything that comes out with it. So,
Thank you. I
everybody
can't
else-
wait to read your book and get it anvil slammed.
yes, yeah. Let me know. I'll send you guys some copies. I'd be happy to.
thank
I'll
you.
talk with Caro, and we'll figure something out.
Thank
So,
you.
Can't wait to be back.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight to everybody. Y'all have a good one, and I will see you next Friday.
Good night, Richard.
Later,
Bye.
Richard.
Have a good night, man.
Being the single parent in the group, I have hyper awareness and have had it all my life because of having a daughter that I needed to protect. So never had the, oh my God, I'm being ambushed thing. I had what we referred to as angry dragon voice, which is when my daughter was little and she would wake me up, I would just be dead asleep and she'd be like, Dad, Daddy. And I go, what, child? I'm hungry. Okay.
All right.
That's something raised by Dr. Doom.
Mhm.
Dude, I remember when I was younger, and I don't know how I trained myself to do this. I can't do it now. But when I was younger, and friends of mine used to think it was weird as shit.
Intrigued.
I trained myself to sleep, and I would sleep and I'd do I just fold my hands on my chest. I'd lay perfectly on my back.
Oh, like Dracula.
But as I was asleep, I could hear everything around me, and I was perfectly aware what was going on around me. I can't do it now, and I don't know.
That's like remote viewing. It's like you're 1 foot into the astral plane. That's cool.
That's a real
It
thing.
was-
The government acknowledge that.
Yeah, they should recruit you.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
There you go.
I
We'll
can't.
go in there.
Admittedly, I can't do it anymore because.
Oh, I get it.
After about no.
I still do it.
I used to do it I don't know. I trained myself to do it because I was like, no, I just want to be aware of my surroundings all the time. And I got to a point where I guess I didn't necessarily care about doing it anymore, and it wasn't a conscious thing anymore. But yeah, no, I used like friends of mine that have sleep over at my house and stuff, and they're like, dude, you didn't move an inch all night. It was fucking weird. I'm like, yeah, what were you guys talking
That's
about?
cool.
And they were like, you heard us talking? I'm like, yeah, and you said something about dude, we thought you were asleep. I'm like, I was. And they're like, what the fuck?
Yep.
But I can't do it anymore.
I bet you can. It's like a muscle.
Yeah, you probably could.
Yeah, you should try and do it
I
tonight.
haven't tried it. I think it's part of the reason that I'm such a light sleeper now. Because, if anything moves in the house at all,
Wow.
the kids wake up in the middle of the night, I can hear it, and I wake up like that.
Yep.
It's like a different skill.
Yeah. So maybe I could. I mean, if I really worked at it, but again, it was something that for some fucked up reason, as a 16 and 17-year-old, I was like, I want to train myself to do this. And I did. I just did.
My daughter has a black cat that gets the zoomies in the middle of the night.
Oh God.
So and she has the entire third floor of our house as her place. And he lives up there with her. So in the middle of the night, some nights I'll be happily sleeping and dreaming and hear as the cat goes firing across the ceiling and then U-turns and goes barreling down the stairs. And immediately I get you remember the meme of the dad sitting in the chair and the kid comes in to ask him a question and he just leans over with the one big eye. That's exactly what happens to me. I just go, one eye pops open and I'm like, aware, must destroy intruder. And then I'm like, wait. And then a few moments later, I'll hear from the door and I'll go, okay, it's the cat.
I have a black lab that goes on me when he has to go. Oh, when he has to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, my white lab that I talked to you about, and Lady, I told you about Lady.
Yeah.
It's their baby. It's their biggest baby from their first litter. Yeah, they had 2 litters together. So actually he's 3rd generation. I had his grandfather.
Oh.
And when he has to go to the bathroom in the morning, he goes, and I'm like, dude, motherfucker. And it's 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like,
Well, you gotta go, Royce.
I don't disagree. And admittedly, my alarms go off at 3:30 in the morning, so I'm up anywhere, and I'll either hit the snooze button and get up at 4, or I will get up at 5, just depending on my day job. Yeah. And admittedly, and that dog has bonded with my wife, so when he goes, I just reach over and I'm like, hey babe,
Nice save, Spider-Man.
Right? No, it's Master Chief.
But
no, but yeah, no. And I'm like, hey, babe. And she's like, what? And I'm like, your dog has to go to the bathroom. And she's like, and she hates getting up early because she doesn't go. She doesn't, her just natural rhythm. She cannot fall asleep before like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, she's nocturnal.
Yeah, she can't. No. And that's just how she is. But she's always up early in the morning. She wakes up, makes breakfast for the kids, the whole nine. You know, homeschools the kids and all that stuff. But I wake up at anywhere from 3:30 to 5 in the morning. And so when I have a black lag in my face, I'm like, hey, babe. Admittedly, I have been yelled at more than once.
I would
I
imagine.
imagine so.
Yeah.
So, all right, ladies, I feel like if you have anything left to that fantastic journey that you have been on, now is the time to say it, or we go to the super chats that we have and we read those and then we sign off for the night. What would you ladies like to do?
Well, can we say that one NDA thing that we've been working on?
Do the NDA thing. Do the NDA thing.
Is Andrew still in there?
Is Andrew still in there?
You still in there, Andrew?
He's still in
Wait,
there,
does this depend on if I
He's
will
watching.
I will tweet the shit out of him right
Always
now.
watching.
He's monitoring the two of you.
I will say,
Are you gonna say something vaguely?
yeah, there's more fabulous things coming in our journey,
Yes, in our journey, there's other stuff we've done.
and it might have something to do with
Something.
the
No, that's too much. That's too much. That's too much. Don't look. Don't look. Spoilers.
I'm just saying, Naira season is upon us, and it's good. Naira season is good.
Yeah.
You go.
Looking forward to it.
Don't look, and you put your hand over your sister's boobs, and I was just
I'm
like,
holding them. I didn't touch. I was just there.
I didn't say that you touched. It was just a funny pose. That's
Just keep it
all.
a PG-13 up in here.
Don't look, and it was like she's got a shirt on. What are you hiding? Like
My
this?
honor.
No. I mean, while I'm wearing the same thing.
Okay. Completely funny story. My sister, the first time my sister met my wife, we were dating. And my sister is just a different person, okay? She is the type of woman that she doesn't hold back, period.
Will
My
she be at
sister-
the barbecue?
No, we can talk about that later. My sister may or may not be in prison.
Oh,
Copy that. Copy
Yeah.
that.
So, but again, she was a very different person back then. I regret that my kids don't get to grow up with Auntie Sissy, because that sister that I knew back then, but this woman, she meets my girlfriend, who is my wife now,
my wife.
My wife.
right? And she looks at Albany and she goes, and she reaches over and grabs her in the tit and goes, "Are those real?" And she's just like, "Oh my God, those are not." And that's just my sister. She had no filter. None whatsoever. And that was my sister. And she was wonderful with kids. She helped raise me. She helped homeschool me. Like, she was amazing. As she went off the rails, there's a whole family history there. But if you want to know why I just thought it was funny when you did that, it just reminded me of that.
Your sister.
It did, because I just thought it was funny, because my sister had no filter, and we're just like, no, and I was just like, because it's funny, and I'm standing there when my sister does this, and and Albany looks at me, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "That's my sis," and she's like, "Okay, I guess this is your sis," and it was just a thing, Yeah, I'm like white trash and redneck. Like, what the fuck do you want from me? Like, that's how we be, you know?
That's how we be.
Albany's a keeper. She's a badass.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
am-
think one little tit grab would put her off. Like she's tough.
No. Well, no, and it didn't. And like, and had she not been the person that she was, I don't think she would have survived my family in the early years. But, ladies, we've got some super chats here.
Yeah.
So let's get into those. I hope that I was able to give you, ladies, a well-rounded interview.
It was good for us, Royce. Was it good for you?
I don't know. I was drunk.
Finish your White Claw.
I
You'll
keep
just-
wanting
I
you to
can't.
accidentally pick up the White Claw and drink it.
I'm not gonna.
Daniel's in it.
I'm
Daniel's in it.
saving it for the after stream, and you guys can watch my pain in the after stream. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Your suffering pleases me.
Well, that's just dirty. Anyway,
Feels very Hellraiser.
let's move. That's very.
Oh no.
Are you having White Claw flashbacks?
No, you know that crap that you guys had that lasted for like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still getting. I'm almost there, but
It's been
Yeah.
a month and I still have lingering ghosts of it.
dude, oh my god, it's fucking horrible.
Think about your
my-
immunity system after. You'll be tough.
You'll be tougher now.
Oh god, my lovely wife for $2. Babe, you. I'm gonna
It's
explain
fine.
to her-
It just cycles.
No, because we lose 30% on that anyway. For $2, I need answers. What would Royce do for a White Claw?
Ooh.
There's nothing. No, and my wife gave me one, and because she bought it for me, I'll no.
Because
It's
she
not
loves you.
She loves you.
And
Oh
you
no, it's
did-
because she wants to meme the fuck out of me. Let's not mince words here, lady.
Think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
the White Claw sponsorship. You're like that close.
Yeah.
Dude, if I could, dude, if White Claw sponsored that, I mean, it would cost some fucking money. But like, if White Claw gave me enough money, like, replace my normal income money, I would drink White Claw every fucking. I would hate it, but I would, and I would tell everybody I fucking love White Claw. It'd be great, but like, it would cost some fucking money.
Welcome to Hollywood, Royce. That's the price. I think you'll do well.
Sell your soul, Royce. Sell your soul.
No, I'm not selling my soul. I'm just selling my alcohol habits. Anyway, my
Close enough.
alcohol habits, they can absolutely be bought. Redoubt Productions over on Rumble for $2. Accurate reaction to being poisoned by White Claw, and that was when I was trying to down this thing, and
Wrong choice.
it's horrible. I tell you what, ladies, if you come down to the Iron Age barbecue with your
We will,
lovely
shall.
Roddy, we'll buy White Claw and you'll realize how terrible it is, or you'll love it and then I don't know.
Then we'll be mutants, right?
I
I do not
I'm gonna be
approve of
honest. You
this.
are white women, and white women do
That's the
love the White
demographic.
Claw. That is the demographic.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'm like, this tastes amazing.
I'm usually a Jack Daniels woman. Is it comparable?
No. And my wife was a Jack woman. That's what I want to see. I want to see my wife and the Soska sisters go shot for shot.
You
Well,
want to
and-
see us die?
we'll bring a bottle of Jack. and
I
just
will
bring
tell
a
you what, I've watched grown men who can handle their alcohol who couldn't go shot for shot with my wife. She processes alcohol differently. That would be awesome. Anyway, Maji
Amen.
Chen for $2. Shut up, Royce. It's ladies' night.
That's funny. That's funny. It's
That's
said
what-
with love, though,
that
right?
would have
Shaq
been a
loves
great.
you.
That would have been a great name for this stream.
Ah.
Ladies' night. Fuck.
White Claw presents Ladies' Night.
Well, just back.
I would probably get sued.
What if we're all drinking White Claw?
Well, if they didn't sponsor it, they
Label
didn't present
out.
us. All right. JVP Music for $5. Has Royce seen The Changeling with George C. Scott? Classic and underrated horror movie. I have not.
It's good. It's not too scary. I mean, it's not like Saw.
Mine. Well,
it's very, very creepy. It's creepy.
And again, the nightmares thing has little to do with the horror movies thing and more to do with just my mind thing.
Ooh.
So, but yeah,
You put a dream catcher over Royce's bed, it'll catch fire.
Well, Jen's gonna do dream magic on.
Yeah, you need a piece of pyrite.
Yeah.
A piece of pyrite in or near your bed keeps you from having nightmares.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
will
get
say
up and
this,
that thing will be melted.
Yeah, I will say this. I do get tired of dreaming because I'm tired of watching demons, literal demons themselves, try to go after my wife and kids and my mom and my dad and me, and it makes for a restless night of sleep.
Do you lucid dream in these? Are you able to fight the demons?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Dude, that sounds like the best dream ever about saving your loved ones from demons.
I don't.
He doesn't win.
It's not a saving thing.
Oh, you lose?
It's a no, it's not. I know what's happening. I can lucid dream it, but there's no resolution.
It's like Silent Hill. You're just trapped in this hell reality.
Yeah, and oftentimes I wake up.
Not cool, but
But
cool.
well, and oftentimes I wake up and I can't breathe, and because you have the the shadow man figure, like when you wake up suddenly and you can watch that figure move across your room.
So you're being fed on by an incubus. I can get rid of it for you.
Yeah, so
I can. Don't worry.
It's been like that since I was a kid. It's been like that since I was like.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna
8,
buffy that demon. I'm gonna slay it for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a package,
Yeah.
and in 3 days you'll never have nightmares again.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that true? Kanan White is in the chat. Kanan, we love you.
Wait, what the
Kanan,
fuck? Are you
wow.
shitting me?
Kanan stopped by.
Wait, when the fuck did Kanan White get here?
They just said it in the chat. I don't know.
Holy shit, Kanan White's here!
What up, sir?
White, we love you.
That's one hell of a yai recovery he's done, eh?
Ooh,
God, yeah. Fuck.
I love the way he draws the IRA.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
The show is killing it tonight, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Righty.
Right,
Ah,
eh?
sure.
Yes, bye.
Sure.
Yes, bye. Anyway, that's the new.
Don't
theme.
get goofy
Anyway,
on us.
all right. Mario Trujillo for $5. This streams makes me want to read Goosebumps. Oh, I miss childhood. So much fun. Embrace the horror. Daybreakers is the an awesome movie, by the way. No, Daybreakers is fucking incredible. Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke. It's absolutely incredible. Obviously Willem Dafoe. I fucking Daybreakers. I felt like should have gotten a Daybreakers 2, and it never did. But also at the same time, Hollywood kind of changed after that, and I was like, I'm glad it didn't.
Yeah. Hollywood kills a lot of good ideas.
They really do. They really do. Raving Dad Gaming. Hey, I know that guy. He's my cousin. I may or may not have lit him on fire and then threw a cat in on him while he was in the shower after I lit him on fire.
You really don't like cats.
Is that a brother thing? Throwing cats at a dude in a shower? That's hilarious.
It's just a guy thing.
It's a guy thing. Yeah. It was. And here's the thing, like, it wasn't planned.
Bye, Kanan.
Kanan. It wasn't a planned thing. I was like, I lit my cousin on fire by accident, and
then the cat, you just were
then like,
thinking,
well, like he was in the
follow-up.
shower and he had like one of those shower curtains like you couldn't see through. And I just like, and I opened the door. I'm like, hey, bro, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm just cooling down my arm. And I was just like petting the cat. And this like evil stroke came over me. And I was like,
Goblin brain.
Yoink.
The cat's only
And the cat landed on his arm that I just accidentally lit on fire. Like,
That's so Roman, man. Did you know the Romans used to throw cats when they were fighting the Egyptians because the Egyptians?
yeah, but like it also makes me a dick because I like yeeted that cat up over the shower curtain rod and like that cat was
overhanded the cat.
Yeah.
In this house, we call that goblin brain.
Were we 14? I think we were 14. We were not smart. And I felt really, I think about it now. I'm like, God, I was a dick. Like I would never,
I'd steal that for a movie. That's really funny. That's a funny bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible, but I'm like, that's so cinematic.
The cat wrangler's going to hate it, but it's going to be a fun day.
There won't be a person actually in the shower, but we will have to yeet the cat over.
It'll be like a CG cat. Well, we'll figure it out.
You would have to have somebody like catch the cat in like a pillow.
Yeah, somebody
or
in the shower to catch it.
Like you catch the cat in like a pillow. My cousin's burnt arm that I lit on fire like 45 minutes earlier. That's what caught the cat.
This was the same day?
Yeah. This was like 45 minutes. Yeah.
Why is there mean?
What did Dennis the Menace?
It was. Admit it, he almost cut my finger off with a sword.
Before or after?
With a sword.
Raving Dead was the sword thing before or after? And then
I think last time you told the story, it was before.
with a 350-degree brownie pan coming out of the oven. That was. Yeah, I might still have the scars on my chest. I don't know.
And having girls is harder, eh?
Dude, I'm surprised we survived that summer.
Oh shit!
I'm surprised he did.
No, well, like in the sword fight thing, like they were real swords, and we thought it was a good idea.
Were you watching Highlander at least? Were you like?
No, we were like swinging from like ropes on a tree, and I don't remember. Sword first. Boom second, oven pan third. Okay, so he sliced through my finger first with the sword because I failed to parry properly. And yeah, that one was bad.
That was on you, yeah.
Yeah, that one was on me. And then I lit him on fire and did the cat thing second. And then he didn't have hot pads in his house. And then I pulled the brownie pan out with a sweater that I was wearing. But I took the sweater off, and then brownie pan happened. Burns hat. Yeah. It was a bad time. Yeah.
How did peace come to this kingdom?
What?
How did you stop one-upping each other?
Yeah.
Did a fucking parent come home and say no?
Or were you like,
no, we decided that if it kept going, we were gonna end up dead, and it was probably a good idea. Like, yeah, we were like 14 years old, and we both recognized we should probably stop while we were ahead.
Yeah, who's that skeleton in the hood who keeps showing up with the circle?
Boys.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny part was all of this happened at his house, and his mother had no idea that this happened until this
night.
No. Sadly, Aunt Mary has passed.
Aww.
However, she didn't know about this until like 6 years later. And when she found out about all this shit, her jaw hit the ground. He texted me that day. He's like, dude, I just told my mom about all that shit. And I was like, yeah. And what'd she say? She's like, she didn't believe me. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. And I was like, no. Like, that's all of the, like, I literally, like, I had a scar, like, I had an open wound on my hand. And every time I saw my Aunt Mary, I just stuck it in my hoodie pocket. Hi, Aunt Mary, how you doing? And she had no idea.
I didn't know boys were scary like that. Like, girls are psychotic, but
I'm going to stick to Rottweilers, man. I think you just set me on like, nah.
We're not scary. We're dumb.
He says my hair is just like Royce's because of that explosion. It wasn't even that big of an explosion.
It wasn't even that big of an explosion.
But it was an explosion, and it may or may not have sounded like a gunshot. Anyway, that was
fucked, man.
Yeah. Hey, he was kind of a big kid. He was like 225 pounds, and I lifted his ass off the ground without ever touching him. Anyway, there might have also been fire and gasoline involved. Anyway, you do movies. You act surprised.
Yeah, but it's make believe what we do.
I have an ambulance on set when I
We did-
on fire. We have fire extinguishers.
We did not have an ambulance on set, and there was like a foot-long flame off the side of his head. And then he hits
When we
the
do
ground and
dumb
he
shit,
goes,
we have duct tape.
my arm! And once I realized he was okay, I laughed myself so hard I almost peed my pants. and then I threw a cat in. On him while he was in,
Overhanded a
yeah,
cat.
like over the shower
Brutal.
rod, and he had his arm there, and
I have to ask,
and
did the cat scratch him?
oh fuck yeah. And I know that the cat scratched him because I heard, and I quote from the other side of the shower curtain, "You dick!" And then I proceeded to laugh myself so hard that I almost pissed myself again.
He said you dick, not my dick, right? Like
No.
he was
It caught him in the arm. And I know because he showed me his burned arm with cat scratches on it later.
It hit the same place twice. Okay, that's
Well, his arm was in the fire earlier. And then there was a cat on it 45 minutes later.
It's really good.
It's a really weird thing that happened.
It's almost impressive. The more I think about it, I'm like, you got some good aim. You're like bullseye.
Yeah. It feels like a Deadpool thing to do. Deadpool would set a dude on fire and then throw a cat at him when he's in the shower. Like that's a Deadpool thing.
Back in Deadpool was
100%.
great. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah, that was a fucked up month. Oh shit! And that's right. And I accidentally shot fireworks at the house that summer too. Anyway, moving on. Never give. Yeah, Derek, we totally forgot about the fucking fireworks, bro. Do you remember that shit? It was like the first night that I got there. Yeah. Anyway.
Always supervise your children, folks. Always watch them.
I do, because I know what the fuck I did as a kid.
Oh yeah, you must be afraid that you passed whatever is.
Are they
your
like
deal.
you?
Yeah, are they Hellraisers
Are
like
they
you?
like that?
Karma, man, karma.
I think one or two. I've got two in my head specifically that probably could be. But that being said, I'm not allowed to be a dumbass around my kids because my wife is kind of like you ladies, but she has children.
Yeah.
And
I
she
love
might
her.
she might murder me. She got really mad at me when me and my buddies were lighting off fireworks in front of the children a few years ago.
Oh yeah, that would be it.
And then me and my buddy, well, like, what? No, we were putting on a show for the kids, and then she yelled at us for shooting bottle rockets at each other.
Yeah.
We were like 30. This was
Yeah,
like,
my assumption is that Albany contains most situations.
and I was like lighting off mortars for the kids, and like, like the big mortars, like they go up, and I'm like, kids go, ah! And then while I'm sitting there and I'm crouched down and I'm lighting all these with the lighter, trying to get them going, all of a sudden 3 things under my ass blow up, and I realized that they were M80s. And my buddy is standing there. And then they were throwing M80s at me. And then my wife and my wife's best friend were yelling.
My wife.
Sorry,
you
Yeah,
said
sorry,
it too, Tim.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
My wife.
Yeah.
And then they were yelling at us to not throw fireworks at each other because that was a bad influence on the kids.
It's not a bad influence. It's a real bad influence. You
It
don't have to
is.
do that. It is.
It is. It's on the naughty list.
I don't think you're correct.
I don't want to correct you because you're allowed to have your own opinion.
In Canada, though, we don't do that, eh?
Yeah, you'd be arrested for wrong think real fast up here, eh?
Right.
They'd send you to maid right away.
Oh,
No, thank
too
you.
bad we're not doing the Iron Age barbecue on 4th of July. Like, we're doing it a few weeks later. But God, if we were doing it on the 4th of July, you guys could see what my house looks like on the 4th of July. It'd be psychotic. All right. Raving Dad Gaming. Hey, another guy. Don't ever let wait, did I read this thing? Yes, I did. Okay. He says, don't ever let Royce do Boondock Saints prayer with gun, even if it's an airsoft. Oh, I remember that. I still have a dent in my skull. I remember that too. Yeah, that was an accident.
What?
Yeah,
Boys have to be more durable than girls, I think, because of stuff like this.
So,
wow.
okay, so like, have you ever seen the Boondock Saints?
Yeah.
And then they do that super
Obvious.
badass thing, and they're like, "And shepherds we shall be for thee, my lord, for thee. Power hath descended forth from our hands, that our feet may swiftly carry thy command. And we shall flow a river forth unto thee, and teeming with souls shall it ever be. And nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti." And then they pull the trigger.
Hot.
Right. Well, I had an airsoft gun, and I was fucking around with my cousin, and
Oh, for fuck's sakes, dude.
I
cousin,
thought
man.
I thought I cleared it. I didn't know it had a BB in the chamber, and
Listen, Alec Baldwin.
and then I
you can't
pulled
drink
the.
and
I
burn
know.
that
Well,
people.
like, hey, I Alec Baldwin
Excuses,
before it was popular.
excuses.
Okay. So anyway, so and yeah. It was a gas power. Oh, and it was like point blank too. I watched that motherfucker bounce off of his head, and I was just like, oh. And I thought he was gonna kill me, and he just turns around and goes, "Ow!" And I was like, oh, cool. He's not gonna murder me.
the appropriate reaction to getting shot in the head with an airsoft gun.
He reacted like a 90s movie.
The dumbass shit. Why am I telling teenage stories of me and my cousin right now? Like, is this shit? This shit cannot fucking be entertaining to people. Like, this shit cannot be fucking. But yeah, all this shit fucking happened. My favorite story to tell is after I had fucking fucked up this arm one of the last times. So this bone right here, yeah, it likes to pop out now. Because of the trampoline thing, whatever. So anyway, but it had been like a week or two. It had been like 2 weeks, and like we hadn't worked out. And I was like, dude, we haven't worked out in a while. I was like, we need to work out. So I, do some curls and stuff like that. Like, we're doing all right. We had an Olympic weight set, like we got from an auction for, like, my dad bought it for nothing. Nice. It was a $2,200 weight set my dad got for like $200. It was fucking insane. But, and we use the shit out of it every fucking day. And I told my cousin, and Raving Dad Gaming in the chat, and I'm like, hey, dude, like, spot me on the bench. Like, and I'm not gonna, like, I didn't put anything heavy. I put 90 pounds. Like, the bar plus the weights were like 90 pounds because my arm was fucked up, right? And I was like, dude, I just want to do something. So I'm sitting there, I'm benching, and I get up to 7 reps, and I went all the way up and fully locked my elbows, and the bone goes. So my arm has a shooting pain through it. The bone is now out, and I'm like, and my cousin who's spotting me. So I literally throw my arm in the center of the bar. It drops down to here. The only reason the bar doesn't fall on my neck is because bones don't bend that way. And I'm like, dude, get it off me, get it off me. And my cousin is texting one of his friends, and he goes, hold on a second, bro. And finishes his text. While I'm sitting there, and my arm physically, like my arm, again, they don't bend that far. And I'm literally sitting here with 90 pounds in the most awkward situation of my life, keeping this bar above my neck, going, please get up. And he goes, hold on. And he finishes his text, puts his phone away, and then helps me pick the bar up off of almost off of my neck. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He was like, no, I had to finish my text. I was like, what the fuck?
That's like Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Deadpool. I never knew it would happen in real life, but that's amazing.
Excellent reference.
And he kind of owed you, Mr. Cat Shower Burn Arm.
This is pre-cat shower or post-cat shower?
Post. This feels like post.
This is post. Yeah, this was.
Yeah, you got no loyalty.
Because he ended up, he lived with us. He lived with us for a while after. Yeah, so yeah, this was Royce is actually dead. This is his ghost. You might not be. Brandon Clark says, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's happening, Yaira." Yes, it is. Oh god, Maji Chen for $2. Who's up for Cards Against Humanity? Always, and we've got the first 8 box sets of it. So yeah, we've played a lot of that. Brandon Clark for $5. After a few reads of NRP, I can't help but be stoked for Yaira. In the Soskas, we trust.
Let's go, Nat.
Oh, thank you. You know, I think Nat and Yaira would really get along.
They would.
They have very similar personalities.
They do.
Different power levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yaira's angrier.
Yaira thinks she's very
Seems
very
like it.
fun, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold my judgments on Yaira until I read it.
As you should.
Nice.
And
no,
and
you
here's
should love
why.
it just because you love us.
The ladies the first time were like, "You're not excited for Yaira?" I'm like, admittedly, she's not a big titty goth girl. I have my type.
How do you know? Maybe she goths out sometimes.
I see it.
I
We
don't
haven't
know, 'cause
seen
you
yet.
all I've seen is some blonde woman, like she's and like but maybe.
You don't
Maybe
like blondes, Rice?
No, my wife actually.
Admittedly,
had,
she
my,
did
what I
look
was
like
saying.
my wife had jet black.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife has had every color hair, and sometimes all at once.
Hot.
Like that.
But yeah, she got mad at me one time, and she changed her. I can't even remember why. I think she went from red to blue one time,
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
and well,
She must have been really mad.
and I had no idea. And she was like, "So, are you gonna say anything?" And so here's me being the dumbass that just came home from my construction. I'm looking around the house like, "Oh fuck!"
No.
Is like the house like extra
Got
clean?
caught in a
like,
hair trap.
Like I
No.
No.
and she was like, "My hair," and I looked at her hair and I was like, "Did you get it cut?" And she's like,
No.
"It's a different color," and I'm like, "No, I don't think it is." She changed her hair so many times. I was just used to it changing color. And so, like, I didn't commit a specific. Yeah, that one got me in the doghouse.
The
for-
default is always, baby, you look so good. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That
And
doesn't
you just
work
start
with her.
listing stuff off and you're
She-
like,
that
baby,
doesn't-
everything's hot.
That doesn't work.
Oh.
Just speak
She's
from the heart.
she's smarter than that.
Like a velociraptor.
Yeah. She. Oh yeah, no, that one had me. And she's like, I'm like, no, it's not a different color. She's like, here's a picture I took yesterday, and I was like, oh shit.
She would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fucked from
Yeah.
the beginning on that one.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. That was. Yeah. Mario Trujillo for $2. Also seeing Royce drinking White Claw is hilarious. It's fucking terrible.
Yay!
I-
Do you have any left?
But
Rice?
hilarious.
I have
Just a
half
little
of it
sip?
left.
Yeah, sippy time.
Sippy time,
Sippy
tiny
time.
baby.
Sippy time.
Sippy time,
Sippy time. Sippy time. Sippy time.
This is the only time in my life that I have ever wanted to be like, chat, if somebody sends in a big super chat, I'll do this. I fucking hate White Claw so fucking much. Like, I have never.
Who's gonna do it?
Oh.
Make him do it,
No,
chat.
don't make the chat send in
Come
money
on,
for me
chat.
drinking White Claw. God damn it, because I feel bad. No, all right, fine,
Bottoms
fuck
up
it.
what she drinks.
Fuck
if there's
it, no, because
White Claw left.
I don't like extracting money out of the chat. It makes me feel like a jackass. Fuck.
I thought this was called a drink with crazy.
It is, but not White Claw. It's fucking God.
I see a lot of sippy times in the
Sippy
chat.
time,
Sippy
yeah.
time.
Drink the
It
White
It
Claw,
smells
right?
like ass.
Dun dun dun.
I can't finish it. Fuck.
Is it better warm?
Oh yeah, Tim Allen! Yes! Hero!
Man, is it better the warmer it gets?
You're coming to the Iron Age barbecue. You bitches are drinking White Claw.
Oh yeah. It's okay. I'll be so pissed on Jack that'll taste like water to me. I'm like, this is great.
No, you're drinking White Claw before the Jack.
How dare you?
Ooh, that's not how this works.
How you feeling, right?
Liquor before beer.
Oh. Oh God.
We may kill him yet.
Oh.
We've got our own red room going
This is
now.
the
Yeah.
worst thing I've ever done. What the hell? Every time you ladies are on stream, it's chaos.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of love it,
Yes.
but also this time hurts a lot more than last time.
How you know it's good.
Avery Parker for $5. Seriously, can someone explain why Royce has to go buy a goat?
Oh,
fuck.
yeah.
No.
Because he
Oh,
wants
shit.
one.
That's a long.
Very bad.
Keep being great, both chat and panel. Fuck. Why do I have to go buy a goat?
Because we said so. That's why.
No. Where the hell does that lore start?
It came in a chat room. I think doesn't
Wait, no,
Alvin
was it?
know
No, you two were on.
Caro started it. Caro
Mhm.
started
The goat
it.
was going. We just kept pushing the goat.
Yeah.
No, wait,
we
no,
had
was
to
the
come
goat
in
thing
for
a thing when you guys came on with Caro that night? Or
It was
did
already becoming a thing. I think we solidified it.
Yeah,
as
Daniel.
A thing.
Daniel remembers.
Daniel
remembers.
I don't
Daniel
remember.
remembers.
I think no, because she came on, she was on the stream,
Yeah.
or no.
We were talking about
what the
your
fuck
wife
was
collecting animals
Yeah.
Yes.
and the homesteading, and I don't remember who exactly
Was that
said it.
on the
but
Caro
someone
Brown stream
sug-
with the
yes.
Soskas? Okay,
But
okay,
someone
so you two are
suggested-
to blame.
Someone suggested that Royce get a goat to add to the collection of other animals.
And my
And it
wife
just
did that
spiraled out
white
of
girl
control
thing
from
where she
there.
like squealed and went, "Oh, like goat," because my admittedly my wife is a white woman, and then I was like, "No, we're not doing a goat." And then yes,
and the
I
more you
remember-
protested, the more we
yes,
pushed it.
okay.
Really exciting.
Don't
I
you want to
remember-
live deliciously?
God. Okay, I think that's where the goat thing comes from, Avery Parker.
Hi,
The-
Avery.
Hi.
The live stream does exist. I just don't remember which one it was. And at this point, it's just a thing. No, it started when we had the Rippaverse panel on.
Yeah.
It was before us, or was it?
Yeah,
us?
no, it was before you two. It was the Rippaverse panel.
I feel Caro
Daniel.
started it.
Yeah, I do.
I
I
think it was
also-
her suggestion.
I
Yeah.
also feel that Carol, because Andy Andrew was in this shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy. I remember this shit now.
Yeah.
The white cloth.
It has been too long.
Helped you.
No, the fuck it didn't.
Made you stronger.
No, it did not.
You need another one.
It
No,
jogs
I
your
don't.
memory.
It's not even done. Oh god.
Oh, good.
So you have to finish it now.
Yay!
Fuck, I'll finish it at the end. I'll pound the rest of it at the end. God bless America.
Hi, Marcos.
Mario Trujillo for $2 says I'm picturing Luke and Bo as Royce's head dialogue. Abso-fucking-lutely. The Dukes of Hazzard. Fuck yeah. Oh, God, I love the Dukes of Hazzard.
That'd be
so
worth it.
Yeah.
Saska, here's an idea. Roy the Redneck Weregoat. Oh, fuck.
Oh, I like it.
Please don't. I already have like four books being written about me, and two of them I'm pretty sure include goats.
Wow. It's gonna
Only?
be
On the full moon, Roy transforms and eats everybody's lawn.
Nah, bro. Like,
what kind of goat do you want?
no. If I turn into a weregoat, I go after the chupacabra for eating my brethren.
See, you've thought about it.
No, I
No,
didn't.
that's-
I'm just
Yeah,
drunk
that's
enough
too
to.
serious.
He loves
Seriously
goats.
fun.
Look how happy he is.
That sounded like a prep dancer, actually.
Yeah, it does actually. Sometimes he says he waits for people to bring things up that he wants to talk about. So it must be it.
We're
Yeah.
not being invited back.
We're not coming to the barbecue anymore.
At this point, if you don't, it's gonna be kind of a downer, eh?
We'll be there. We're coming for your children's. We're gonna make a movie with
Well,
them.
We're gonna make
Well,
a horror
no,
movie.
the children's won't be there, and the reason the children won't be there.
Oh, because of the drinking.
no, God, no.
No, the safety.
No, the children's won't be there is because we're meeting a lot of people that we've met online before, but never in person before.
Copy,
And
copy.
yeah, and so
Well, if you need to kill anyone, or not, just let us know. We can help. It would
And
be
then you'll get rid of the body.
if one died.
I'm gonna be really honest with you. I don't know what you're talking about.
In
Anyway.
Minecraft.
And you're rolling for $5. I don't know if you're allowed to say, but are Isom and Yaira a love interest? Oh fuck! Oh,
Yaira and Isom. I don't know.
No,
Depends how much he
please,
likes being slammed into cars, I guess.
She is into the rough stuff.
For the
clearly.
love of
Spencer
God,
listens to
no.
safe word.
Please don't. I hate love interest shit. Okay, full honesty here.
I
I'm an
can't
action
see
hero
it.
guy. I don't give two fucks about a love interest shit. I just want to see people get the shit kicked out of them.
You're gonna get a lot of people getting the shit kicked out of them in
I'm
Yaira.
okay with
Yeah,
that.
that seems like Yaira's modus operandi.
Very much so.
I
Why would
will
you say
say
Isom?
this.
I feel like Brian Solari and her have like a lot of sexual tension. That's just how I feel.
I will
He
say
might-
that Yaira
He
is
might
a
be
bit
able to
cooler.
keep up.
I will say this, and if you would, ladies, do me this favor, because I've got 2 chats here that I have to read, but I want you ladies to pass this along to Eric July for me, please.
Yes.
We shall.
Okay, please, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Norfolka fucking when?
Oh my god.
Dear sweet
yeah.
God,
Yeah.
he did the whole Marvel teaser at the end of the fucking movie bullshit with Norfolka, which was literally the best part of Isom 1 for me.
Oh, I love Norfolka.
Norfolka.
Yeah,
sick.
where, when, why?
Give
Well,
the man time.
Okay,
know the answer.
Norfolka. All right, ladies.
We're gonna
ladies.
the
Ladies.
answer is you're gonna be really happy
Good.
about when it comes out.
All
if
I
it
can
does.
say is
Okay.
that we're at a company that listens to the fans, and if the fans are adamant about stuff like Yaira booty shorts,
Yeah.
we are gonna listen. And when people say, "Hey, I like this character. I want this character," I can't tell you when or how or
No,
who,
that's
but
fine.
I can say we listen. We listen every
I-
single time.
Yeah.
I am just going to be 100% honest. Norfolka had more pages in Isom 1 than Yaira did. Just throwing it out there.
Shade!
Wow.
Shade!
Shots fired.
She could use the competition.
I mean, or she could join Norfolka.
They are very powerful. Maybe they have a
Actually,
history.
You know?
actually, in the Rippaverse universe, as far as team ups go, I think Norfolka teams up best with Bloodruth because of the
The mystical bend.
I'm not asking you guys anything. This is total fan theory stuff. I feel Norfolka teams up best with Bloodruth. I think Yaira, and again, there's not a lot about her, obviously.
Yet.
I feel Yaira possibly teams up best with Gooding.
What would the boss say? He'd go,
That's my
interesting.
boy.
Interesting.
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 Mm-hmm.
That's what's
Tim
up.
Allen for $10.
That's what's up.
Drink the White Claw, I will at the end, and we're getting close to the end. Mike has bad knees for $10. There's no laws when sipping White Claws. That's the meme. There's no law when you're drinking Claw. And ladies and gentlemen, Sylvia,
Hi.
Jen, where can we find you and what do you do?
You can find us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. We handle all of our own social media. Hit us up. We'd love to talk to you. And is that it?
Yeah, we have a website, twistedtwinsproductions.net, and it has our information and stuff. We have a YouTube channel that we're going to be more active on. If you like watching us do interviews, gosh, are you in luck? Because you might have noticed getting us to shut up is a bit of a trick. We're going to be chatting a lot about Yaira, and we're going to be saying everything that we can up until fulfillment. Then we're going to give you a minute to read your books, and then we're going to spoil everything in the book. Not all of Yaira, but oh my god, there's a little bit
I
about
love
Yaira,
spoiler
but
streams. You gotta let me spoil it with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would love
we'd
to do a
love
spoiler
to.
stream. Let's do a spoiler stream, and we'll all get
Yeah.
White Claw, okay?
yeah.
Fuck.
And
Not
we should
me.
God bless it.
dish
No.
White Claws to
Yeah,
each
we can
other.
dish each other a White Claw.
Yeah, we'll make a chat game about it.
So Daniel's shaking his head yes.
Yeah, he's saying
Yeah,
yes.
Daniel's down. Richard
All right,
said
if
Richard emailed me. He's down.
if the Soskas invite me on when they're ready to do a spoiler stream about Yaira, I will fucking drink White Claw with them on their channel.
Yeah.
Yay, we win.
I
And
was
if you haven't
I was
seen-
half kidding, and then I was
This is
definitely
going to be a
kidding.
horrible night.
But then also like hanging out with the Soskas, like notoriety, and like you gotta kind of like.
It'll be fun. I promise.
You say that.
I know, but I like White Claw.
Wait, no, are you fucking kidding me? Have you had it
No,
before?
I've never tasted it, but I bet
I like
It's fucking
saying White
horrible.
Claw.
It's fucking horrible.
I come back. I'm the White Claw sponsor. I'm like, Royce.
I'm going to have to pregame.
Oh, no. I know. Oh,
Stream
shit.
starts and I'm already all the way down here.
We're all just like, oh.
That's how we tell how much Daniel's had to drink. Is like, how far has the chair gone above his head? All right. Well, Mr. Daniel P. Riley, good sir, where can we find you? What do you do?
I am Daniel P. Riley of whimsyland.org, literary coaching and services. I help creators create the very best of what they dream up. I do editing on both novels and comic books, developmental editing specifically. I'll help you work through your story so that it can be optimized for publication. And otherwise, I create my own novels and comic books now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can
Twitch,
find
I
me
have.
on the Twix at Mr. DP Riley.
Yes. Twix is what we got. Twix is what we call X now, because Twitter plus X equals Twix.
I always kept calling it Twitter because X is like most porn sites. So when you talk about X, they're like, "Oh, you mean X videos?" I'm like, "No."
No. I call it Twix because it's Twix now, and Elon just needs to suffer those ramifications. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. We have done it yet again. All right, I told you fucks I would do this.
Let's
God
go!
bless.
Yes!
All right, I'll do the fucking thing.
Oh my
Fuck.
God,
Enough, Chuck.
hero!
Yes. Oh my God! Down the hatch.
Oh, fuck. Bless America.
Yes.
Oh,
Victory.
oh my God.
We have won.
Thank you for coming, everybody! Woo!
Thank you all so much. Maybe. I don't know. God, that was horrible. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh God.
No, I'm
Oh,
good.
no.
I'm good. No, it's not. I'm good. It's nasty. It's really nasty. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
You're gonna get
thank you all so much for being here on Iron Age Nights, featuring the lovely Soska Sisters.
Oh yeah.
And I can absolutely confirm that they're only a little insane. I thought they were way more insane than they actually were. Guys, we're leaving alive.
Wonderfully insane.
No, but we're leaving alive. I thought we would be dead by now.
Nah.
You didn't think that?
No, they like us. They're not gonna kill
We
us.
love you guys. That's why we're gonna drink White Claw together.
Oh no. Oh no.
Thank you all so much for tuning in to Iron Age Nights, and tune in on Sunday for Sunday Coffee, where I read all of your comments. And until next time, cheers, everybody.
Good night, everybody.